Hello, everyone, and welcome to tonight's episode of the Tabletop Role-Playing Theater. We're a gathering of a lot of different people tonight. We'll be playing Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition. If you are joining us from the future on YouTube, hello and welcome. I encourage you to like and subscribe and get a good look at what the rest of the shows we're running, to include Cult Divinity Lost, something of a cult hit with us.
Boo.
Womp, womp,
The operator's laughing, and that's the one that matters. We're also running Scald's Tale, a Pathfinder 2nd edition, and everybody in this group except those of you who approved of my joke now have disadvantage on the rest of your rolls.
That was a reverse thumbs up what I was doing.
See, boo in my language means it's such a great joke.
I technically did say ha.
I'm sure it does. All right. I actually don't have any crazy announcements going on. Operator, am I good? Am I missing anything? I'm good? All right. That was the voice of God for those of you who are kind of curious about what's going on. The one above me. Yeah, I know. It's crazy.
He has a fantastic beard.
You cut out there, Will.
He has a fantastic
just
beard.
Mute yourself and wave your hands.
Fantastic beard.
Just because you can't hear me doesn't mean everybody else didn't.
You cut out the last second. You muted yourself. Okay. Well, anyway, he does have a fantastic beard. Maybe I'll get him on here one day, and I'll be the operator. That eyebrow goes. All right, guys. Well, let's play some freaking D&D.
Woo!
Welcome back. So, where we last left off. Misfortune. Having slain the Black Dragon Majiriax and chasing the Red Hand forces out of the ruins of the Talon Walk, you spoke at length with the Tiri Kator, debating on the next course of action and pleading with them to lend their aid in the upcoming battle against the Hobgoblin menace that threatened the Adanian Vale. Unfortunately, your pleas fell on deaf ears, and while they gifted you with owls to traverse the locale swiftly, all but Trelara declined to provide any assistance in the upcoming battle. She agreed that she would meet you at Crimson Witch when the time came. You then traveled back to the Talon Walk, investigating what the Black Dragon and his allies were doing, and discovered a breeding ground full of eggs of that same razor fiend that had been attacking you in the previous battle. 23 took to destroying the eggs, and I quote, "So anyway, I started blasting." Danny DeVito, don't sue me. You all destroyed those that you could find and continued on your way, using the owls to traverse across acres of swamp and forest, intending on making your way to the mysterious crashed airship. That evening, you were ambushed by a handful of hobgoblins, their Barghest mounts, and a black dragon-scaled assassin revealed to be Skather, a villain of the Warforged. The other constructs passed. I think you pluralize that one.
Warforged.
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 It's
I
just
believe it is
Warforged.
already plural.
Plural Warforged is Warforged. Anyway, it seemed that he wished to talk to you, but was really not able to do that due to the rage of 23. After thrashing 23 pretty severely, he commented that you're not strong enough. Not yet. Mysteriously. Contemplating that nugget, you continued onward the following morning, traveling towards the ruins of the airship in the mountains. Investigating it found that much of it was pillaged and very little left in the way of actual material, except a single Warforged, debilitated and ruined. But with a little bit of healing, it whirs to life. And as there is a sound effect, misfortune, what would you all like to do?
So I start smashing.
No. Stop it.
Actually, first, Zoe, why don't you describe what core looks like?
I assume right now Core's not looking too great. Core was originally an envoy Warforged. Very fancy, very proper, brought the dignitaries from one place to another. But because of the war, the calamity, they had to enhance Core. Core got basically slabs of armor slapped onto every area that it could possibly go on, and even the face is obscured by some sort of helmet. You can't actually see Core's true eyes, just little lights where they might be under this helmet fixture. Other than that, Core is wearing a shawl of sorts. It's very fancy, silver trimmed, and a brooch that I'm not sure how much you guys are aware, but it is the symbol of the Dawnspire, or Celia Larenth specifically. That's cool.
Okay.
Pretty.
Misfortune, what are we doing?
Not smashing.
See, I told you not to cut the head off.
Seriously, why would you think that would do anything?
It would have been a good way of preserving it.
So,
Really?
Roman will kind of squat down like, does your voice box work, or are you like him sometimes? And I'll point at 23.
Core, still in the closet, just kind of looks out and says, my voice box works just fine, thank you. And why am I stuffed in this closet?
Oh, I like her already.
Well, it's better than having your head cut off or buried, I guess. But we found you. Hi.
Hello, just give me your arm. And with that, Core would try to basically climb out of the closet with you. Like, you're coming in if you're not going to resist.
He was kind of like on his toes, so he kind of like falls forward. He's like, up. 23, you want to help us out here? Is there like jammed in the closet?
No, don't ask him.
I will pick up.
Oh, good. He's not cutting off her hair. That's a good start.
You recognize
I
this,
didn't plan
23?
cutting off her hair.
Yeah, 23, you recognize this version? You?
Do I recognize this version?
This particular model of Warforged is an envoy class, trained as diplomats, technicians, engineers, sometimes known to fight.
So wouldn't I also recognize that then, having originally been an envoy class myself?
You were.
She's like Kevin. Oh,
Curious.
Yeah, she looks... Go ahead. She looks a little sturdier than Kevin.
Well, that's rather rude, but necessity and all that, fighting the undead.
In a good way. I meant, look, Kevin, I like you, Kevin, but you look like you'll blow away in a stiff breeze.
That is because I would.
Yes, indeed.
So, you've been here for the past 200 years then?
200? Good gosh.
Give or take.
Give or take since the second calamity.
What? That's 200 years is gone. How's my ship doing? And with that, Cor would start sauntering around, looking at the damage.
The Dawn Runner, as you know it, is sacked. If it wasn't nailed down, it was plied out. The wellspring is missing. Every rudder and mast has been cracked or broken, and there's a big gaping hole where the dome would convert. The dome's gone, and there's a hole where it was, as if they had lifted something out of it, probably the wellspring itself.
It's
Yes.
Top of
thank you
that,
so
blast
much,
marks,
David.
scorch marks. It's rough. I'm sorry, Will. Go ahead.
Yes, they decided that they were going to take everything that wasn't nailed down. There's this nasty little presence of hobgoblins and goblins and even dragons, a coalition that calling themselves the Red Hand that are looting everything in their path. And I guess the reason they're getting all uppity is because they found your little ship. I don't suppose you can tell us what exactly that damn wellspring is, since you're the one escorting it around.
Well, it was the power source for my ship, as well as a, shall we say, a source of great magic.
If that isn't the greatness personified in the most simplistic terms.
Well, if you want to get more into it, it is
Yes.
godly in a way. I don't rightly understand it myself, but it can create magic beyond what the limitations of magic are.
interesting.
I imagine I'll have more questions about that. How are your memories?
Let me think for a moment. Not great.
Of course.
Why do all of you Warforged seem to lose your memories? Is that
I
common
didn't
problem?
lose my memory. I think it's just the envoy class. It must be a defect. When I came back online, I remembered everything.
I was damaged by Scather.
He was damaged by Scather.
Oh yes, that asshole.
What's the last thing you
Yes.
remember?
Well, I was on the ship. I believe that Celia was here. We may have gotten into a fight. It's so hard to recall.
I suppose any information we've gotten is something. I didn't expect it to work out considering the shape of the others were in. Well, welcome to the current age. There's plots of the stillborn dead potentially coming back, as well as plots of hobgoblins ransacking the land, and the current monarchy is absolutely corrupt and incompetent. Welcome home.
Wait, what?
Oh, everyone knows about it.
No one mentioned this to me. Like,
never
we've been
asked.
together for like a couple of months.
Sorry, 23. I just assumed you'd been activated previously and someone else had explained it to you.
Nope, have not. Kind of been shilling since, 200 years ago. It's fine. Not bitter about anything.
Renard just kind of gives a side eye to Roman, like, really? You didn't catch him up to the modern age?
I mean, I'm on a ship all the time. We don't talk about politics much. It's usually just like, where are we going next? What are we stealing next? It's the whole thing. But, we just never like the government as it is. So whether it's bad, whether it's good, it's not good for us.
Although, in all fairness, them being absolutely incompetent is wonders for business. Just saying.
What's your
Well, that's-
business? Sorry.
What?
Like, you said it's good for business. What's your business?
Oh, did I never tell you?
To be fair, I really know nothing about any of you besides Rowan. Like, once again, spent months, we really honestly don't know anything about each other besides me and Kevin are really old as shit. Core here is apparently old as shit as well, and I know, honestly, more about her than I know about any of you.
Well, in fairness, you've never asked.
That's very tragic.
I mean, I tried to ask, but we got a little distracted.
We did get attacked by terrible things. But, yes, no. No, I did some things myself. They were fun.
Yes, things. things is very descriptive.
Wait, are you a wanted criminal?
I mean, I got arrested for things once.
Are you still currently wanted?
Yes.
Well, I mean, it depends
The answers
on
to
your...
this question, Tempest, are yes and no.
Look, all I'm saying is if you take things from certain nobility without asking, people get upset for some reason.
It's okay, Tempest. Roman is also a wanted criminal.
That's my crew was wanted. I look a lot different now, so I'm probably good.
You know, that's exactly how it is with me. It was more my friends, really. They let me off for good behavior.
Well, this
I
is
wish
great.
I wish to roll insight on Tempest.
I don't. I believe Tempest.
You don't believe I have good behavior, Sean?
Absolutely not.
I don't want to roll inside. I just disbelieve. I just disbelieve.
You don't
No,
care.
I just know.
I just want to
Because
insight
I
that
know
specific
Tempest.
thing. That specific thing.
Okay. However many insights you need, do your thing.
I just want one. I just want one.
Press check the doubt.
I have to check
11.
I have to check my backstory before I click persuasion or deception. Hold on 1 second.
We know you, Tempest. We know what you get into and how you act.
Okay.
Roger's eyes narrow now.
Okay.
Well,
I know
this
what I
is
need to
great.
do.
Uh,
Well, fuck me.
And Tempest rolls continue, everybody.
Hey, so remember, where's these receipts again that you rolled really good? I just couldn't see them.
Shut up. It happens occasionally.
So, welcome again, Core. We are an adventuring group called Misfortune. I am Reynard Montaigne. Pleasure to make your acquaintance.
Truly, Autumn Hall. Pleasure to meet you.
Roman?
Tempest.
I am Kevin.
and I'm 23.
He's the
Well,
one that wanted
it's-
to kill you.
Yes, please don't kill me. I'm very pleased to meet all of you. If you're all of the let's say unscrupulous type, would you be interested in helping me get my wellspring back so that the ship can get up and running?
Unscrupulous. That seems like a very strong word.
It's on the agenda.
We're actually looking for it for ourselves.
Ah, excellent. Then once we find it, it goes right back into my ship and I fly away.
Oh,
Renard,
oh.
I don't know. Oh, what?
When you say fly away, you were heading towards the Dawnspire when you were shot down, weren't you?
Can't really remember.
But
Hell,
if you were to
she-
fly away and you were to pick a place to go, that would be where you would want to go, wouldn't it?
Potentially.
Do you have any idea how you might be able to figure out how to get there?
You'll have to give me a couple of days to I'm cataloging everything. I need to sort that out. I might be able to provide directions. I remember where to find my master for the most part. She was not always at the we'll figure it out. Just give me a
Mm,
Go ahead.
Sure. We'll also give you the chance to acclimate to the fact that, again, it is 200 years later. I'm not sure who might be still around from then. If they're elvish, it's entirely possible. But if they're human, well, maybe we'll find someone else.
Do you remember the time and date at which you were shot down?
I'm afraid not. 205 years ago, no memory on the season at all, or month. I apologize. It's been some time.
If I had to guess, it was during the summer months. If you hit the snow, it would have cushioned the impact.
I'll take that logic.
Passes my logic.
It's like, sure.
Mhm.
Checks out.
On the bright side, Master Nikolai Greymane is still alive if you're aware of him.
Good man.
Good name, my bad.
And
Playing
you
too
said
much
your
Skyrim.
memory is perfect.
Does this is a question for the GM. Does Core remember Goodmane at all? Or Nikolai, rather? Yeah. Okay. Oh, good. It's been some time, but yes, I imagine he would be pleased to see me, perhaps.
He's currently controlling or leading a Dark Claw order in the city of Bailick.
Mm-hmm.
interesting. I imagine he's still quite well, he's really old now. How is he at fighting anymore?
You still can't even touch him.
He's terrifying, honestly.
That's absolutely fascinating.
Unless you're fighting him.
We did have one thing that maybe you might be able to answer for us. We were looking to figure out, is the wellspring one massive piece, or is it like other fragments of it that are spread around?
It is one massive thing.
Okay.
Well, there's that theory confirmed.
Is your ship the only one that has been powered by the wellspring, or are there others?
That I know of. Mine is the only one. I believe it was specifically engineered by Celia herself, and I was, of course, designated to fly it.
So there were no other airships?
Not in my memory banks, no.
So,
Are there more airships currently, DM?
Not that you've seen.
I don't think that's in our technology wheel banks.
well, thank you for your information, but I do think we have one more topic. 200 years ago, I imagine that still might be a long time. What does the name the Ghost Lord mean to you?
Make a history check.
Okay, that's...
First roll!
Hoping for a natural 20 just to be.
You've heard the name, though he was not called the Ghost Lord then.
You've heard of the
what was
name, but
his
not
name?
really, because
Called himself that.
Eurycriozar.
I was going to lead into Eurycriozar if it helped jog her memory.
No,
So the Ghost Lord means nothing.
not really.
I'm afraid not. It's
I think
friendly.
He goes by Yukiozar as well. We know that, don't we? I'm not meddling.
Yes, that name I do know. Elf fellow liked lions, if I remember correctly.
Up. Well, we might be going to see him soon. Hopefully he liked you.
I never met him. I've only heard about him in passing. The Ghost Lord is a unique title for him.
We
He's
don't
a
know why
lich.
he has it either.
No, that's right.
Oh, that is most awkward.
You don't know the half of it. Well,
Yeah.
I
So,
suppose all that's left is now is to make a decision. As of right now, we are still planning to head to the Talonwalk Mountains, considering it doesn't seem we'll be able to do anything with this, I believe.
At present, no. If you are all looking for the wellspring, though, I would be happy to accompany you if you would have me. Granted, if you have other errands to run first, I'm sure the wellspring's not going anywhere presently, wherever it may reside.
Can you track the wellspring?
Unfortunately, no. But once I'm closer, I do feel it.
Well, we know who has it.
Yeah. Unfortunately, at the moment, there appears to be an army between us and it, so not high on our agenda. At least not capability-wise.
That's fair. Not even I can take out an army, so I completely understand your predicament.
We're working towards it. That's why we're heading south.
So, Lady Cole, exactly, you said not even you can take an army. What can you do? How many can you take?
That I'm going to leave a mystery.
can you at least handle yourself in a fight? Because we're probably not going to the safest of places.
I can indeed. Watching me fight is rather interesting. I'm sure you will enjoy it. Lots of curses and insults getting thrown about. I tend to get rather heated.
I mean, in fairness, we all do cursing and insults on the
I
regular.
think that's just you, Tempest.
What?
Yes, I don't do that.
I mean, I get fairly heated.
I tried to focus a little bit, but it is funny to hear you curse at your own luck.
Yes,
You
I
know-
always assumed your cursing was an attempt to make your bow shoot better.
My bow usually shoots just fine. I just get lost.
No, it
user
doesn't.
error.
It was the damn crocodile.
That will never
Try
go.
shooting a. You try shooting a bow with a damn crocodile eating your leg.
You generally avoid crocodiles.
Yes, next time I'll do that. Thank you.
And they avoid me. I imagine I do not taste very good to a crocodile.
Apparently, I taste delicious.
Well, you
Because
are organic.
To be fair, Tempest, you also did drop 30 feet right on top of it, basically serving yourself up as a platter.
It wasn't an alligator at the time. It was a person. Thought I'd just shoot him in the face and be done with it.
Actually, Tempest, it was a goblin.
Actually, it was a lizard.
Lizard folk.
Ah, yes, no, the goblin was on the dragon.
Indeed. And like I said, thought I'd just shoot in the face, be done with it, shoot the dragon. Thought it'd be very simple, very clean.
There's a lot to unpack with this story.
Not really. We've pretty much explained it as is.
Oh no,
Well-
there's many more hilarious details, but
At
we
least I
do-
haven't died.
Well, Tempest, there's a bright side to
Oh,
that
we're
story.
going there.
There's a bright side. At least you now know you can't. Your career in tightrope walking is no longer a thing.
I jumped off that tightrope one. Tightrope one. Fuck it.
Shame you couldn't walk that sentence.
23,
I-
punch him in his voice box. It's broken.
I walked that tightrope wonderfully.
23 will look at Kevin. We're wasting time.
We are.
That was what I was going to get to. We have to make a decision if we're going south to see the dwarves, south back to Crimsonwith, or south to the Thorncrawl to talk to Yurikil Zaro.
We have another pressing issue at the very moment. Our owls, can they handle one more person?
They can handle up to 3 each.
Okay, that's true. Oh,
And
that's
since I'm flying with 23, that means just one of you have to accommodate our friend Cora here.
well, the rest of us are rather squishy. Would you like to ride on Juniper or Sprite?
Right.
Okay.
Hmm.
I only know Juniper because Juniper's my bae.
Well, I've never flown on an owl before, but I'm sure this will be very exciting, and I will write many songs about it.
It's quite
Oh,
the
no.
time.
Well, and you can either ride on Sprite or Juniper. Which one sounds better in a song?
Oh, Juniper sounds fantastic.
See, she's wonderful. She's a delight.
We should probably go talk to the dwarves first, though, right? What do we need to go to Crimson Witch for?
We don't need to go to Crimson Witch
We
yet.
don't.
If we go to Crimson Witch, we're going there empty-handed. We need to go to the Talonwalk Mountains to meet with the dwarves because we still don't have an army to help defend Crimson Witch.
And we need to find a way to make sure that we can persuade the dwarves to do it. They must have something in mind, probably.
Renard,
Would...
go ahead.
Oh, you were talking first.
No, I was just going to ask Renard how much time we have left, and AKA Beth how much time we have left.
29 days.
Thank you, Beth.
It's the sentence above what I last wrote.
I totally forgot we're using Kevin as Renard's keen mind. I'd forgotten that.
I don't need notes because Kevin is my notes.
It's the sentence above what I last
At
wrote.
least he takes judicious notes. That's hard to get.
Yeah.
Especially when you're focusing on the game.
I wrote Juniper.
Oh,
Okay.
what are the other ones? named?
Page just says Juniper on it in like
It was Annika,
size
Juniper, and
72
Sprite.
font.
I remember their names.
And I wrote Imdrim, I can't read it, but Imdrinkoth equals Tiamat.
Indrim Roth, yes.
Yeah, that one. See, I wrote notes.
They are notes. They're not necessarily correctly spelled notes, but they are notes.
I'm not gonna lie, I tried to use some biblical names. They were a little intense.
All
Yeah.
right. Well, cool.
I've been
You
thinking
understand
about our
direction.
path forward. We may still want to go speak to Eureka Elzaro.
I don't want to talk to a fucking necromancer.
I do not as well, but it is unlikely he is aware that we are the new owners of his
Continue.
phylactery, and I doubt that the Red Hand is going to be so forthcoming. They
Here's
were
a-
trying to coerce him into doing things under the assumption that they would destroy his phylactery otherwise. They will be able to continue doing so regardless of our possession of it.
All right, Kevin, let me hit you with this. We find him. We talk to him. What do we say?
Have your phylactery.
You want to
There you go.
The last
give...
thing we want to do.
That is the last thing we want to do.
Not only
That
that,
is
if he, okay.
Go ahead.
The elves did say he had not been an issue for 150 years. Almost
Well,
into the calamity.
If he finds out that we have his phylactery, we don't know if he's powerful or not. If he is, what's to stop him just from wiping us out and taking the phylactery back?
Exactly.
I feel like the last thing you do is bring a lich their phylactery.
Isn't it true that whoever controls the phylactery controls the lich? Is that
Not
correct?
necessarily.
No.
That might be an urban legend. I don't really know.
I also
I think
would not be advocating for
Kevin,
bringing it directly into his lair. Maybe we send in
Someone rolled
Roman.
up.
He talks well.
Yeah. I think Kevin did, and I think it was like a 25, and I don't think we know.
Yeah.
I
What?
think it's like very esoteric knowledge.
Yeah,
If you can
I
have the
crit on
phylactery.
my knowledge about liches, and
That didn't come up.
yeah.
I mean, I do think we at least have an opportunity to at least turn the ire of a lich towards the Red Hand, and as opposed to whatever he's doing now. That's got to count for something.
I don't trust dealing with the lich, though.
I believe the only reason to go to the Thorncrawl is to understand why the Ghost Lord is there and what is keeping him at bay. We don't go there to tell him about the phylactery. We don't go there to gain his aid. We go there to understand, and we leave. That is it.
Yes.
Can liches sense the phylactery? Do we even need to tell him? Will he just know?
If it's in the bag of holding, I would hope that he can't sense it at all, because technically it's not on this plane of existence.
That seems sketchy, but not terrible.
I feel like the Thorncrawl should be the last place we go before going back to Crimsonwoods. The dwarves are our main priority. We need more people.
But what
The
leverage
Thorncrawl
do
is
we...
in between here and the dwarves.
He's not wrong about the location, and I still don't know what leverage we have with the dwarves. None.
The leverage we can have is that the fact that the Red Hand is making their way south, regardless. They can hide in their mountain all they want, but they're going to be cut off from food.
What were you saying?
If that happened.
I will support going to the dwarves, as I wanted to go there initially. I just worry that if we ignore Eureka Zarl, we will regret it.
Then we do both. We try and deal with the dwarves as fast as we can. Hopefully whatever aid we can buy, we have the coin for, or we can do a quick favor to gain the rest what we don't have. But I still have a good bit of coin on me. We've gotten a bit else, so maybe we have enough to hire them.
Let's talk to them at the very least. If we want to go to the lich afterward for some strange reason, it's on the way.
I think the Thorncrawl is our last destination, period. If we go to the dwarves, it's likely we can find some more information there that we can use. Ask around. These dwarves, they live in the mountains. I imagine they do a great deal of trade. They have their hands in very many different situations. We can learn some information there if we're just careful about who we ask.
And they may know more about this ghost lord. They live right next door. Who knows? Maybe they'll know if it's a good idea or not.
I have a question for the three people that aren't Warforged. 4.
Yeah, numbers are getting very good, 23.
Yeah, you'd be
He's got
surprised.
2 and 3.
I've also got 5, and I've also have 5 down as well, and 4. Yeah, and 4, because 24 was a pretty cool guy. 25
You're going
is
to need to ask your question right now, please.
Anyways, what are the relations with the dwarves and the rest of the country?
I will roll a history check for that right now, just to go
I was
ahead.
like, I'll roll it too, I guess.
myself.
I'll roll just as maybe.
I was going to say,
I don't know.
he asked all of us. Oh, do Renard and I know the same amount? That's weird.
Cor just kind of shrugs because she's been asleep for 200 years.
Roman knows the short.
It depends on which hold is in charge. Some of the dwarven holds are trading more. Others have isolated themselves entirely. Since the events of the calamity, the main hold of Dun Mal Doom has been cut off entirely. Once in a while, something gets through, but most part, it's usually smuggled. People like Roman, or ends up in a Silk Road kind of way, going through Ishanort and ending up in the Empire somehow.
Would Roman and I know any way to get in?
To get into what?
You said things could get in smuggled and stuff like that.
passages and paths, teleportation, the Underdark.
My question was kind of specifically towards the dwarves in the Talonwalk Mountains,
I
like
think
that
that's-
clan there.
I think that's what he means, but what she means by the hold.
Nobody
No.
here is specifically from the Vale. They are about one of the only ones. There's a couple others a little bit farther south, but this far north, it's about the only dwarven hold around.
Yeah, I haven't really ever been this far north. Mostly just in the south and on the sea, so...
I know some of what we smuggled out of Marseille occasionally made its way into Dwarven lands. I don't particularly know how.
I'm going to ask a question here, and I hope to goodness some of you answer yes. Does anyone here know how to speak Dwarvish?
I'm gonna go with a no on that one.
Oh boy.
That's a no for me, dog.
You know the one language I know.
Kevin, didn't you buy a book of Dwarvish way back in Baywick?
Yeah, I'm like 100 days into learning it or something.
Oh.
I had it written down. I have a book of Dwarvish. I could like interpret as we go.
If they
Probably
talk to you like a toddler.
I'm like at Spanish 2 level.
I was just hoping that somebody could communicate more natively in their own tongue. From what I know of dwarves, they are far more accepting of their own people than they are others. Knowing Dwarvish may have gotten us an extra foot in the door.
I mean, if any of them speak maybe like Terran or something, I can deal with that, but...
If anyone knows a spell that can make me talk Dwarvish, I can at least make myself look like one.
The issue is not communication. I guarantee you they'll speak common. It's just speaking Dwarvish and using the native tongue may have ingratiated us to them a little more.
It would help with more acceptance.
Well, hopefully they like money like I've heard, because we can at least use that.
Everyone likes money.
I hate this because in Core's original version, Core could speak in Dwarvish and Elvish, so
So
I
you're
took
like,
Dwarvish away.
unfortunate. That would have been great.
Either way, it sounds like we have a good heading. Should we hit the owls? I mean, time's
Well,
not really on there.
It was... We had just gotten here. It was like late night, like 8 or 9 o'clock. I think we planned on staying the night, if I remember correctly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I guess we could sleep in
that
the
sounds
ship.
right.
Yeah, because I think someone looked for beds and there weren't any.
Yeah, gone.
Yeah, so in any case, like, it's still a safe place. At 9 o'clock at night, anyway.
All right, I'll throw the hat up. Someone needs to keep an eye on the owls just in case.
I'll keep an eye on the owls.
But we're all going to stand in the circle while Renard does his fancy spell, aren't we, Kevin?
Yes.
I will take 10 minutes or 11 minutes to cast Liamon's tiny hut.
Okay. As you... There is now a dome where your dome should be, Core. It's an opaque, crystalline magic dome, but a dome nonetheless.
Amazing.
Okay, Juniper, is there a mast? There's not a mast, is there?
There's no mast. Yeah.
Damn it. Okay, Juniper, why don't you go... that mountain right there. Look at that cliff. That looks lovely. Why don't you just stay there for the night?
Woo!
Ah,
all three of them will take off.
they're such good animals.
Kevin,
Yes.
any chance you could give me dark vision for the night?
Yes. I have one cast of that left. Boop.
All of you get rest. I don't need to sleep.
You sure that's a good idea, 23?
I can see in the dark now. I'm fine. Legitimately, I'm fully fucking ready to go.
All right.
Oh,
Trust your judgment.
Considering I just spent 200 years asleep, I'm not sure I'm quite ready for a nap, so might I accompany you on watch?
That would be fine.
How is Cora looking in terms of, like, she looks pretty damaged, doesn't she?
Yeah, I would assume pretty damaged. Clothes could be replaced, like, pretty bad, but...
I'll just kind of look at him and be like, why don't... And I'll just kind of wave my hand and a few of the bruises will go away as I cast Healing Word.
Bruises?
Bruises?
I don't know. Scuff marks.
Dents.
Dings.
Dense,
Ding.
stray
I'll,
things.
I will.
Yes.
I will assist in this. I'll
Scuffs.
walk up next to Cord,
Bruise.
and I'll say, "Would you mind? I can help a little bit."
I don't mind at all. I don't feel like I'm in pain. Just
You look a little rough.
yes, probably.
Wow. And
A kitten. Good.
All right. Are we settling in for a long rest?
and do you have a weapon or anything?
Corwood actually does have a bag of stuff, which she will get out of the ship. Silver rapier, a shield. Well, the shield is actually attached to her arm, so she can just kind of go shunk and it comes out. But
Ooh, fancy. I'll
Are
cast.
you left-handed?
no, right-handed.
Okay.
I'll cast.
Okay.
I'm gonna cast light on your shield just in case something happens.
And just in case, I'll cast Cure Wounds on you to, like, get the rest of the little dents and bumps dunk out.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm not super good at that yet. I not figured the thing out.
21.
Aside from my shabby clothes, I feel as though I could take on a bunch of hobgoblins.
You'll get your opportunity.
Might have to teach me that technique.
We do bump into a lot. Oh, I should probably, just so you know, if you're the only one that sees them, I will use Mask of Many Faces to turn myself into first Azar
Cool.
Lich!
I'll turn into Azar Cool. Like, this is the guy who's running the army for the hobgoblins, and then I will turn myself into Skather. And this is the asshole we fought the other night we're trying to find. So,
Skather, you
23 clenches his fist a little bit.
Recognize Skather?
You do.
Ooh.
He is at the time, a member of the Silent Dark, although kind of like a low rank guy.
Okay, so the first person, Core, is just like, okay. And then the second person, Skather, Core goes, yes! That is a very ugly face I recognize.
yeah, he'll turn back to himself and just, we're not a fan of him.
Don't shoot arrows at him.
Oh, so he's really come into his own then, because when I last heard about him, he was very low ranking in the Silent Dark.
He hurt me with my own arrows. I didn't like it.
Yeah, I guess that's one way to put it.
All right. Are we settling in for a long rest, everybody, but the Warforged did?
Actually, Reynard is going to sit off in a corner and stay up all night as well. He is going to be scribing spells.
All night?
Yeah.
Okay. You will take your point of exhaustion.
I don't think I'm supposed to get a save against that, but okay.
Roman will, for 1 hour, will properly take some time to do a ritual over an RA to kind of bond with it further.
Okay.
Before going to bed.
Okay.
I'll say my prayers, and that'll. I'm still figuring that out, but yep.
Make your religion check.
Oh shit. Thought I was
If
done.
you roll
that.
if you roll a natural 20, you get a second level in cleric. No.
Why? Why?
Fortunately, he rolled a 3, so.
You know why, Tempest. You are you.
But I don't
You
want
exist.
it to be that. I stumble over my words a lot to Vasilia. I'm just like, Vasilia, I don't. Can you teach me how to do this better? So help me help you.
Roman's sitting there cross-legged with the sword across his lap. He's like, I'm also trying to focus. You can speak internally, you know.
Is that how? Can you do that? Is that it? They don't have to. Oh, maybe that's what I'm doing wrong.
I'll do my own prayers up to the side, like not like real prayers, but they're just like promising, that we will deal with this Eurykil Azar soon, not like now, but like this sort of scourge of undeath doesn't deserve to be on the land.
Mm-hmm.
like to imagine Kor is watching this and just goes, you can get closer to your deity through pain as well. I've heard that some people will like whip themselves. Try that one.
We'll get a chuckle at that.
Thankfully, yeah, it is. Thankfully, my bond is a bit painless. That's good.
I never asked if that needed to be maybe that's what I'm doing. Oh god.
I don't think you need to, Tempest. That's I believe it's called flagellation, and I don't think you need that.
I mean, you do seem a little more in touch with your god after being nearly eaten by a crocodile. Maybe that's how.
Are all of you staying awake, or are any of you going to sleep?
I'm going to bed.
I'm in sentry mode.
I'm going. I was just doing some meditation. I'm going to bed. Good night, 23.
I powered down almost immediately.
So Kor and 23 kind of sit on the bow port side of the Dawnrunner. The night creeping along, the stars twinkling in an ever-dimming sky. If you don't have anything to say to each other, the night will pass without incident.
Kor would likely talk incessantly about anything that's interesting. I imagine 23 doesn't really talk much, but...
Oh, I do. I'm just really mad right now. Sorry, I'm in a mood.
What on earth do you have to be in a mood about?
You recall the Scather individual?
Ah, yes. You all seem to really dislike him.
Yeah, I really don't like him. Anyways, we ran into him the other day. We all fought him. Well, relatively, we all fought him. He destroyed me. Some people didn't do a whole lot. I'm kind of bitter about the whole thing.
Ah. Well, next time, perhaps you can get your revenge.
I don't know if that'll be enough.
Oh.
Anyways. So how close were you with the rest of the Dawnspire, I guess? I didn't really deal with any of them, but...
Mostly just with Celia.
She's the one who created the Dwarforged, right?
Yes.
Okay.
She was nice. She was a good master, I guess. I didn't really consider myself to be her servant, but yes. She taught me a lot. She actually also changed me quite a bit. I was much...
I can tell, don't worry.
Okay, good.
Yeah, I get it.
It's hard to explain.
Though I didn't see much of your kind on the battlefield, the refurbished, as we called them, were there occasionally. Were you... I guess, did you power down after the Stillborn Dead went away, or after?
During, I think. The fighting was still all about us.
No. Well, we won, clearly.
It's good. I'm very happy for all of you. Maybe I can actually get these extra pieces hewn off now that the dead aren't so prevalent. But from what the one fellow said...
I was about to say sorry, but they keep those on. The dead are still prevalent. We forgot to mention that part.
Still a threat to be reckoned with then. Yeah, for a bit, I'll remain this way then.
Yes. That's... You remember them mentioning Urikirazal. Someone holding his power we found in the south, down by Darrow Shore, controlling some of the undead that were very similar to that of the Stillborn Dead, so whoever is controlling them, it's the same, so...
Very similar. I wonder if they're trying to recreate it. It sounds,
My idea was Scather. We found the phylactery with some of his lieutenants. We think maybe that the Red Hand is trying to distract the south with the undead, and then move down from the north with an army and wipe out the remnants. So,
That
see.
sounds a rather dangerous situation. Don't seem to be people to be taken lightly, especially now that Skather is coming to his own.
And the dragons as well. So, yes, not to be taken lightly. What were once, I assumed to be lawless tribes have somehow banded together in an onslaught, worshipping
Tiamat. I can't remember her name.
Imdrimroth.
Imjimroth, worshipping that, so it's all just one nasty, evil clusterfuck, to be honest.
It's a good way to describe your world. What's going on? One big, nasty, evil clusterfuck.
Not sure if appreciative or offended.
No, it's a compliment. Just like with all the threats going on, like you got evil from like literally every direction right now.
A lot going on.
Perhaps
Keep
these
going on.
dwarf fellows will give assistance.
That's the goal. We're trying to send them to Crimson Witch and hopefully make a stand there against the Red Hand.
Excellent.
I suppose while we're there we can... Sorry, go on.
No, I was just agreeing that that's quite a good thought.
Just remind me when we get there that we should probably try to have them send word south. There's been... We assume because of the wellspring hiding up here that magic hasn't been able to penetrate this area, the Vale. So no messages have been going to in, so the south is completely unaware of the Red Hand's movements. So hopefully if we contact a dwarf, they can send word south.
Ah, that's good. You also have your birds, which I saw. They perhaps will make for a speedy rider.
To a certain extent, they can't leave the Vale. They're kind of a loner. They are a loner. I'm sorry, we're not very much help. We're doing our best.
It's quite all right. Just constructive thinking and also catching up because, well, we've been away.
Yes. Any other questions? I've recently woken up. I've only been awake for a couple months, but it's kind of ironic that we're all waking up all of a sudden.
Yeah, this is quite interesting. I will say it's nice to see other Warforged about. I didn't get to see any back in the day, so it brings me a bit of joy.
You didn't see any of us at all?
Not frequently. The ones I did meet at the time were like prototypes, blank slates in a way. Cecilia was working on them. So very rarely I would run into one that could actually hold a conversation like yourself.
Do you remember Hyperion at all? Or was that after your time?
Beth, who's Hyperion?
Mr. Check.
Mr. Check, okay.
You remember the name, much as how you were a prototype. Hyperion, who also had a flair for the dramatic, who liked to be called the Hype, was also a prototype warforged of the Storm Legion, one of the first fighter-based warforged.
The Hype?
He'd like to be called the Hype, yes.
Oh, the Hype, yes, I recall him. Didn't get to deal with him directly, but yes, I definitely heard of.
That's my dad, kind of.
Ah.
Kind of.
Much like
I guess
him.
The quote-unquote advanced model. Probably he's stronger, since he was around longer and fought more than I did, but we were based off of him. I don't know really how any of us are created. But anyways, if you happen to remember where any Warforged repositories are over as you regain your memory, feel free. We can always use more hands, especially if the Stillborn Dead and the Red Hand are coming to destroy us all.
I'll be sure to let you know. I don't want to be destroyed.
No one does.
Okay. And with that, your long rest will pass. And we roll into the dawn of a new day where it is raining. With a little bit of enthusiasm.
The one time I didn't druidcraft.
Usually you let us know when it's going to rain. Cerulean.
We've had really sunny skies. This seems sort of sudden. Rain's good though. It's good for the land.
Gonna try and swift make the wind around me just push it away, just
an air umbrella.
An air umbrella. A
Roman
very
will
wimpy
just-
one.
Roman will pull the cape, the hood on his cloak, and just be like, "You could always just buy a cloak.
I have a cloak. Don't you see this thing right here I'm wearing?
It doesn't really cover the head that well."
Then why are you complaining?
I'm not. I've got the wind umbrella.
All right.
Why are your arms crossed like you're complaining?
Because I'm always doing this.
Lee, you
Fair
want
enough.
to get Sprite? And let's get moving.
I suppose you can steer this time. I did it last time, Roman.
And Kevin's with me.
It's not too hard. You just turn it a little bit.
And what is our heading?
To the
To
dwarves.
Talonwalk.
Yeah, to the mountains.
Onwalk Mountains. Very well.
Before we get on the Eagles, I was consulting my memory banks while I was sleeping. Apparently, we still have to kill someone named Ulwise Stormcaller, Previk Karn, and obviously Azarkul.
They're the leaders of the.
Previk
Red Hand.
Karn commands the Horde. Ulwise Stormcaller is unknown.
They did
Yeah.
just kill some general.
Yeah, he was
We killed one of-
Sarvith. I have him crossed off and marked dead.
Okay.
Dead
We
as
keep
a
that
doornail.
record.
Yeah, we've killed Koth and Sarvith, I believe.
We dropped him off a dragon.
It's a wonderful day.
Or like a dragon was dropped on him.
Anywho.
This conversation is dragging on.
Boo. Yay! Good pun, Beth.
Sean's like, I'm out. I can't handle this. I got standards.
I hop on Sprite and start flying us away.
All right. It is approximately 3 days flight.
Let's do it.
Okay. Mark off 3 days.
So now we have 25.
Yeah, keep in
Traversing-
mind.
Traversing across the Vale from north to south is a swift endeavor, such as it may be. Over countless leagues of forested tree land gives way to the scorched remains of the blasted path the Red Hand has taken. And you can see on the other side of the Vale the remains of Orchard's River. Utterly destroyed.
Question for distance: If they've already hit Orchard's River, does it look like they are still 25 days away from Crimson Witch?
There's a few other cities on the way they were
Yeah,
going to
there's a few towns on the way.
they were going to stop at places. They were going to take a town, stop, take a town, stop, take a town, stop.
I mean, on the map it just says Orchard River and Crimson Witch.
Well,
Do you
right, but
recall
there's...
the actual Red Hand map? There was 5 or 6 villages along the way.
Okay, cool. So it still looks it looked reasonable. They had about 25 days of march when we were flying over.
Yeah.
Okay.
An army doesn't march fast.
No, it doesn't. Work with me here. But herring on further south, the rain does slowly give way to warmer climates as the dry air over the Thorncrawl washes over the northern half of the Talonwalk Mountains. Approaching from the north, you eventually see the mountains are isolated in their own way, not quite in the lonely mountain kind of way, but they're a cluster, almost in a triangle section, with the northern tip being where you can see several large sections of the mountain have been carved into very fine-looking cylinders with stained glass windows on either side, definitely indicating some sort of dwarven holdfast. In the center of 2 of them is a large set of stone doors mounted almost 20 feet high in some places, with a great set of heavy handles on the front. You do see many different buildings out front of this building as well. Smaller, dwarf-like, made of stone, with smoke billowing from a few of the chimney stalks. You do see any number of dwarves on the horizon as you descend slowly. Are we landing on the outskirts, or are we landing right on top of them?
Outskirts.
Outskirts.
Okay.
We don't know what the dwarves think of the elves yet, so
Yeah, we should
It's
approach
never good.
civilly and not just land on their doorstep and be like, "Yo, guys, what's up? We're here to
Who wants to-
talk."
who wants to fight an army?
Everyone is fond of owls. They'd be fine.
Only the cool kids fight armies nowadays, bro.
This is the Elvish conscription force. You guys are overdue for your quota.
You're like 200 years past due. Let's get moving.
On the flight over here, could I have asked Cor if she knows, or if she knows of or remembers a Lord Sunsworn?
Make a history check.
Yet another.
More names.
We
You know
make
what?
a lot of those.
I was really curious about that, but I didn't want to be the one to ask about it.
See, Tempest, I told you, you and I are going to be at odds here.
Maybe it's
I'll point
Juniper's.
out you're still double his rolls.
No.
Well, maybe we can test to see if two bad rolls make a good roll.
That's not how it works.
I'm afraid I've never heard of this person. I'm sorry.
Okay. Landing on the outskirts of this holdfast, you land on it's like a small grassy knoll, bereft of any sort of life or trees. A good 700 to 800 feet away from the nearest building. There are no immediate walls, but there are a handful of dwarves that do seem to be coming in your general direction, all armed and armored.
Mounted
So-
or just armored?
They seem friendly.
Quick question for you, Tempest. I know you said that you might be wanted in Marcera. Are you wanted here?
No. No. No?
Stand by. 1 second.
This is Tempest genuinely being like, I don't think so. I don't know why I would be.
Let's rephrase the question. Did you ever get caught here, Tempest?
No, only Marcera.
Then I think
So you have been caught.
What was that, Renaud?
then your odds of not being wanted here are pretty good. Technically, we're outside of the Empire. I don't imagine they have much sway here.
Yes, definitely. That's what I'm going with.
While people are having this conversation, Cor would actually walk ahead and bow with a flourish towards the dwarven armada coming towards them.
Dwarf walks up with what, when almost stereotypical, the one would expect of a dwarf, scale mail, brilliantly crafted, almost shining silver, a brilliant symbol of a sunburst that looks like the symbol Haliel on the front of it. Big old warhammer on its back, and flanked by 5 more guards. And as you approach and you bow, he kind of raises a brow to fuck and a construct are you?
I'm a warforged, and allow me to introduce my esteemed colleagues of the Mist Fortune, here to converse with you on matters concerning this region.
Puts that quite more proper than I would.
Make a persuasion check.
I guess we'll come up next to her as well. Kind of just, oh,
Woohoo! He pauses for a moment and goes, I'll get to talking then, if you got something to say.
If that Cor would gesture to them because they know the situation more than she does, and she was like, please, they're willing to listen.
And this is where it goes downhill fast.
Might we know the pleasure of whom we're addressing?
He looks towards you. I'm Thought and Ironhand. Who the hell are you?
My name is Renaud Montaigne of Misfortune. We've been introduced. We come here representing the Edenian Vale of the North, not necessarily the Tiricator, but the region as a whole. If you've not been aware, currently a hobgoblin band the size of thousands is marching its way east. They've already raised Orchard's River and are making their way to Crimson Witch, and we're here seeking as much aid as we can.
He pauses for a minute, kind of looks towards the other and says, I thought we already had made a deal with them lords up at Crimson Witch. I was supposed to send a shipment of gold any number of days ago.
They sent gold this way with an army heading from that direction?
He shrugs.
This
That's right, Toad.
This armada called the Red Hand have been intercepting all shipments. No trade's been able to get out because of their advances. We've come here as an independent unit, but we're looking to do anything we can to ensure your aid. We're trying to build what defense we can so that Crimson Witch does not fall.
So are you saying you're going to go find that gold, or are you going to bring it to us?
Just a
If that's,
question.
I'm not
Was
sure
it?
if we could.
Go ahead.
Yeah, just sorry to cut you off there, Renard. Just how much gold was it?
Well, I had 6,000 gold worth of gems and coins they're supposed to deliver to us.
That's a decent chunk. Who was it being delivered to?
I was living to our holdfast.
Okay. I'll just kind of lean back to the group. I'm like, I've got a chunk of change. I only have like 1,000.
I don't have 6,000 gold.
Nor do I.
Yeah, I can get a 6 of that. Maybe we can start paying it.
Will they take an IOU?
Oh, we don't deal in credit.
Oh, that was good to know. That's
Is-
all.
What if we could trade you some gold and a few rather rare magic items?
Or is there something that your people have had issues with? Maybe a problem that we could assist helping to, give a favor for a favor?
We've heard there's an evil ghost lord to the west.
Renard actually face palms.
Yeah, Cerulean, like, he's about to go talk. He's like, I do it.
The dwarf kind of raises a brow. Tharden just shakes his head. Oh, you're some fucking weird bastards, aren't you?
Really, I don't know what I'm talking about ever. You shouldn't listen to me.
He's not wrong.
So noted, then. No, he hasn't had much of a problem with this ghost
No.
lord. He's been quiet for all my lifetime. Hear about it from time to time, and so trying to get his brats to go out into the crawl, trying to, explore and test their metal. They never come back, but for the most part, we don't bother them.
Tempest shuts up.
Well, let's be frank. I'm a warrior. You appear to be a warrior. I'm assuming you're a man of honor who enjoys defending his home, correct?
I'm about that, aye.
I'm going to be dead honest with you. I've seen this army. I've seen the path of destruction that it leaves. If you don't help, they will come.
And he points to the big fuck-off doors that guard the holdfast. Let them come.
Also
They will
impressive.
break it.
Sure. How long do you think they would hold out against dragons?
Had a couple come here a while ago. Big red bastard named Abatheriax chased his ass off. Rightly did. Now, being said, I'd much rather kill off some hobgoblins and help the humans than I would anybody else. But a deal's a deal, and you understand that. They owe us 6,000 gold. You go
Yes.
find it, or you pay on your own? I'll be glad to get me armies out there. Or at least I'll deliver it to me boss.
Should we be
Does this-
speaking to your boss instead? I mean,
Yeah, does this seem like the guy who we should be talking to, or does he just seem like some fucking punk?
He looks almost like he's a religious figure.
Okay, I just want to make sure that's not like, yeah, we got 6,000 gold on the way. You know what? Just give us some 6,000 gold. We'll help you out. You know what I'm saying?
I know what you're saying.
Cerulean will kind of like take a step back and kind of like talk a little bit quieter to everyone. Is what if there's something they need help with that they would pay for with that same amount? Maybe something big? I don't know.
Isn't that basically what we just asked, though?
Roman will kind of half lean back. That's why I want to talk to the boss. They usually know everything that's going on.
It also wouldn't be a bad idea that this 6,000 gold is definitely going to be a part of their hoard somewhere. If we can negotiate a lower fee to get their commitment on the promise that they will receive that gold, that may be enough.
So,
That's true.
Renard, I have a question for you specifically. And I'm making sure they don't hear this, and I'm also going to bring in Core. I'm like, they have the wellspring. How good will those doors handle against that?
Dwarves do. What do
What?
you mean that? No, never mind. I'm
Oh.
sorry. I got so confused. If the
No.
dwarves had my wellspring, this was going to be a very different story.
No. The
This
red
is why we
hand-
don't listen to Tempest.
No, the red hand has the wellspring.
Okay, that is much clearer now.
So essentially, a hobgoblin.
They was paying for over 400 of our warriors and clerics.
What?
That's the deal.
I totally
Oh.
believe in honoring deals, sir. You did mention that the gold was on the way. Perhaps they've run awry on the road. Do you know which route they were going to take?
Well, I was coming from Crimson Witch. I don't know exactly what road they was taking. If it was to avoid the hobgobbies, maybe the Otia cross.
Oh, so there is a path that they might have taken.
That's the one I would take.
How far away is that?
Oh, from here, 5-6 days walk. Although it's your birds a day, make yourself to the Demon Gap.
When's the last time you received an update?
Oh, that was 2 weeks ago.
When will they do?
Some man in red came over, said he was walking from Orchards River.
Oh no.
Here's the awkward thing about Orchard River. It's no longer there.
They know that.
We know. Speaking for Crimson Witch and said the Lord Jarmath would pay us.
So what we do know about the Red Hand, they do consolidate their resources. They don't just ship everything back west. They tend to hold it until the army reaches here. So, depending on where that gold disappeared, it may still be in that area. If the army hasn't marched through yet.
Do you know if it was only gold or if there was like other things like weapons, armor, things like that?
We was promised 6,000 gold and treasure, I guess. I can't tell you exactly what it is. I haven't seen the chest myself.
It could be that if it has magical stuff in it, they may have stopped it trying to use it against the humans.
When was the payment due to arrive?
Day 2 ago.
It might not be far along the road then, but if it got stopped, there's bound to be hobgoblins there.
And if we were to find it and bring it to you, would you offer assistance to Crimson Witch?
We would honor our deal.
I think that's the only thing we can do then.
I think you're right, Cerulean. I think that's probably our best bet.
Does anyone have any other ideas?
Renard will kind of group in here with the group huddle and say, I think it would be worth our time to invest a little extra gold to see if we can get a forward force to march out. If we can't get this gold, at the very least, we should commit what we can to trying to get what we can from them.
Well, I mean,
Plan B army then.
Well, I mean, do we have? If we are committed to going to get this gold, anyway, we could pay what we have, get an advance force, or even the entire force. I don't know how much we have in total, and just go get the gold and replenish.
Roman, why not ask him if we can pay him? How much did you say you had?
Either way, I said I've got a little over $1,000, but let's
ask him if we can pay him 2,500 now, and 6,000 when they successfully defend Crimson Witch.
Why are we paying them more?
Either way,
Yes.
I'll turn back to the guy and say, might we be able to talk with your boss about just this whole situation and any other details that we have?
I want to speak to your manager.
Roman is now Karen.
Does Core know about dwarves and altering deals? Like, is that actually considered insulting if we were to give them an extra 500 on top of this and say, like, send yourselves out early?
Make a
Not really a culture check, I guess.
nature check, I guess.
Why not?
Is there a history of dwarves being upset by this?
As far as you know, dwarves generally tend to play by the rules, but they are not above altering the deal if it means getting a little more money on their end.
Who isn't?
They are still dwarves. They do like gold.
They're not greedy, they're just practical.
Well, it sounds like you all have a lot more money than I do, but I do have some coin I can submit to the cause, I think. Check my bag again.
I'm with Roman. Before we go talking to these guys about coin, we should speak to the actual authority figure here in the hold.
That's if they let us inside, though.
So what do you say, Thornton? Can we talk some shop with the guy in charge?
Make a persuasion check.
Alrighty.
Rolled that 7.
He seems to pause for a moment and kind of looks over his shoulder towards a couple of the guards, and they give him a shrug before he'll speak. Aye, but you're going to leave your weapons and arms here. We'll keep them safe.
I'll just flick the silvered rapier on my side and the daggers. I'm like, I don't mind. But who's holding them? That's the key big thing for me. Does it stay with you?
I'll extend out his hand and gesture towards one of the guards. We'll hold it for you.
Druid takes a stab of life, kind of looks at it.
How thorough of a check are they doing?
They'll take what's offered. They're not checking you personally. These guns aren't anyway.
My bow's obvious.
Reynard relinquishes a single dagger and makes no other mention to what he might be capable of.
I'll give them my musket and small knife.
My bow is obvious.
Hard to hide a longbow.
I do still have a pistol in the bag of holding, but
I'll hand over Whisper and my rapier. But I will be like, this is not just a weapon, this is a very religious artifact trusted to me by my god. Please don't lose it.
Kind of my...
I might pick my teeth with this little thing. He looks towards your rapier.
Not that, no, the bow.
Oh, use these things. Use crossbows, much more practical.
Yes. Just be careful with the bow.
And please be careful with the staff of life. It's very ancient.
Right. Anyway, we're going to tell you to speak to old Arthur Cammerfist. Be polite, be respectful, and know that he can kill all of you in the same moment, you think.
I should also mention Cora's happy to give away weapons, but she will be like, the shield unfortunately does not come off. I hope that's all right.
As he pulls out a screwdriver.
Oh, I'll wait outside if that's the case.
That seems very invasive.
Kidding. Okay. All right. Follow me. And they will march you off into the Hammerfist holds, where you notice that the large stone double doors actually have a set of smaller doors at the bottom, so they don't open the whole thing. So either it's just for show or it's not designed to open entirely. But immediately you're blasted with a source of light, orange, glowing, hot, and you could smell the brimstone almost immediately as you enter into this forge city. That suffused orange glow seems to be originating from several grates that you can walk over and look down and can see far, far below lava. The corridors are narrow until you wide around a T section, go around in either way, and open up into a much wider grand hall where you can see any number of dwarves going about their business, even a human here or there. Passing by any number of buildings, you see advertisements for what might be a baker. You see one called Coalheart Smithery. There's a few other interesting things along the way. He eventually leads you around into a larger forge section where you can see a single dwarf hammering away at a hammer as he's kind of like he's molding a large iron block together. And as he approaches, or as you all approach, he kind of lifts up a pair of goggles and looks up towards all of you. Very tanned skin, very leather-worn, beaten face. Not much of a beard, just more like a 5 o'clock shadow, but a wonderful set of chest hair. No shirt, leather breeches, and just looks at all of you. You can see the tattoos on his chest that all show the symbols of Haliel, the dwarven crafts god, and one of the more brilliant ones that everybody seems to be worshipping around here. And he'll bow towards all of you and then say in perfect common, howdy, what can I do for you?
You the man in charge around here?
I am Othric Ironfist, yeah.
Well, I don't know if they told you before we got here, but we're Misfortune. We came on behalf of Crimson Witch. We heard there was a deal of 6,000 gold for some aid against some hobgoblins, but that didn't seem to make it. So we're coming here to see what we can do about either finding the gold to pay you guys or paying you something in advance. We had a few things in mind. We wanted to talk to the person in charge before we handed over any gold.
You see, he sets the hammer down, seems to be rubbing his fingers and hands together, wiping off the dust as he dusts them off on his pants, and then speaks. Lord Jarmath promised us 6,000 gold for 434 of my warriors, some of my elite guard, and a bunch of clerics. Ways I figure that's what, 14 gold a soldier? If I do my math right. So?
Kevin, Bernard, is that math correct?
Give or take.
Estimate.
As they quickly calculate in his head. Close enough for government work. It's probably 13.8, but
13.8.
close enough for government work.
Sounds about right.
And you're willing to pay for what? The same rate? You got 6,000 on you.
Well, we don't have the full 6. Otherwise, we would just pay that and go try and pick up the lost shipment on our own. We've got, and I'll lean back to Kevin, Mike. I got a little over $1,000. What do you got?
I have roughly 1,500 gold.
A little over $1,000 as well for me.
I can
That's
spare
3,500 by my books.
That's almost halfway.
Almost don't quite cut it down, does it?
We also do have this rather fine set of +1 full plate armor
Oh,
that also gives frost resistance.
I forgot about that.
Or perhaps a silvered warhammer that also is magical.
As he kind of scrubs his nose, you can see the soot just kind of get spread across it. Let me think.
Googling how much stuff is worth.
At this point, Renard is making an inside check because I'm not sure if we're dealing with the right guy still.
Go for it.
I'm just kind of whispering to Reynard, like, how much could we have gotten for those things?
Could I make a check for that as well?
I mean, full plate's worth like what, 1,200 gold?
That
full
tower,
plate,
but it's plus
non-magical full plate is 1,500 to
That's
start.
what I'm saying.
like, honestly, maybe just sell that shit.
I'm just thinking
Plus
of
one.
I'm just thinking of what I know of magic and what I've studied in the conservatory. What would I know of what would go into enchanting something like this, and thus what would I think it would be worth?
It's got some value to it. Probably not 6,000 gold's worth, but you reckon if you were to sell that in Marcera, you could get 2,500 to 3,000 for it.
In Marcera.
Tell you what, 2,000 gold and those magic items. and I'll consider the 6,000 paid.
I think
Put up
that's
1,000.
Kevin, 500 each.
Let's here, just so we don't have some people paying all of those. I can throw my bit of coin into this as well. So not everyone's paying for everyone.
I have some gold, not a whole lot though.
I'll pay my 500. We'll just pay it in parts.
And I'm sure that they can provide us with a receipt, which we can then provide to Crimson Witch.
Or Crimson Witch never needs to know, and we just take our money and... Well, no, because that's not quite right. It's not quite the right amount. Well, we'll figure it out.
We find it. If we don't, we don't.
Well, they'll know that it's been paid when the dwarves come to help.
We keep out into the bargain.
The one thing I am... I'll talk about that later.
As he looks towards Tempest. No, I know you weren't just impinging on the honor of a dwarf.
Not at all. I just said that by completing the deal, we all know that you're going to be there. By all means.
Right.
I do apologize if I made offense. Did I make it sound that way?
A little bit, yeah. Sounded like you thought we'd take your money and run.
Don't think anything of it. He just has that way with people.
I honestly... No, I did... usually, I apologize.
So it was how much and the plate armor? Sorry.
2,000 the plate armor and the hammer.
All right, so with the 6 of us and 2,000, that roughly states to about 300, 325 a man. I could throw in my 300 easily.
I can as well.
Okay.
I was already willing to throw in 1,500, so yeah.
I didn't calculate it with you in mine core. You're not paying anything.
No.
Core would like to, though. Core literally has no reason for money aside from new clothes.
All right, then we'll all pay 300, and you can pay 200. The odds out.
I don't have that much money. You can take 80.
How about we keep you out of calculations still?
Okay. To not mess things up, keep me out then.
Probably easier that way. I've recalculated my gold for that now.
If all of us pay 325, then that's enough.
All right, 23 horks over his 325.
Likewise.
He probably asked Renard to help him count.
While they're counting out and get everything squared, is there any seal or mark or anything we should carry to show them that the deal has been paid?
Yeah. And he looks towards the other gentleman that brought you in. Oi. I'll get it for him. To which the Tharden will snap his hand to his chest. Yes, sir. He takes off, running.
A little symbol will help morale back in Crimson Wish, because I'm assuming we'll get there a little bit ahead of you guys.
Did I ever get an answer for my insight check?
He seems to be legitimate.
Okay.
Or at least he does not seem to be lying or hiding his identity or being shady in any way.
I think it's more, Reynard is just, this guy seems like just really down to earth, and considering he comes from Marcera and knows of the noble circles, he expected more of like a throne room and a leading faction, not just some guy who's the top guy on the floor.
He does seem to be watching all of you very carefully. And he looks up towards 23, kind of gives him an up and down. Well crafted. I like what they did with you.
You know of how I was created, or...
Well, I've heard of you. I ain't never seen one.
Never mind.
Got a good idea, though.
What's that?
Well, it's like you got some sort of discharge effect to you. That ever
Yes. Does it ever what?
Does it ever bother you?
No, it's quite helpful. It gives me an edge in combat. It's something that people don't see coming.
That's good. Whoever designed you, They did a really good job.
Well, they are the reason that the stillborn dead don't rule the land, so...
Right.
If 23 could glare at this dude.
Blood, sweat, and tears from a lot of people went into defeating that bastard.
Were you there?
I was there when a bastard got blown up too. That was a sight to see.
What's this fellow's name?
Oh, I wrote it down. Aethric Iron Fist.
Orthric.
Orthric.
Hammerfist. The other guy was Thardan Ironhand.
Ah, I've got the two mixed up.
Like a great ball of fire just struck the thing. Lit up the night sky like a damn sun.
I recall.
But at that same time, the dwarf will come up holding what looks to be almost a stone tablet engraved in different parts that shows the outlines of the deal that Crimson Witch originally struck, and then a new one engraved with your signature as Misfortune has paid the following amount and these two magic items.
I'll grab it.
All right.
That's good to me. I'll hand it off to Kevin to put in the bag.
Let us go deliver this then.
Do you have any questions before we leave? Was everyone set?
No.
Maybe some supplies before we go, just in case.
What path are your units going to take to make their way to Crimson Witch?
Sorry?
What path are you all going to take as you make your way to Crimson Witch? Obviously, you can't take your way via Ocean River.
No, the Dawn Way's probably mostly wrecked, ain't it?
Red Hand's already creeping past.
We'll probably make our way east, cut through some woods, and make our way to Prossa and then go north.
Do you think you could get there before 23, 24 days have passed?
No, easy. You ever seen a dwarven march? We can cover that ground in a week easy. Plenty of time.
Okay, good.
All I gotta do is spend a day or two mustering. Speaking of, and he looks towards the cleric. Make the call, muster the men. All of them. All of them.
Do you all have black powder for sale?
Aye. Was that what that contraption we have of yours?
Oh, that shoots magic.
Ah. What do you need the black powder for?
I have plans.
Reynard just kind of flusters his fingers, and it's just like a tiny little miniature fireball that is going to... It's like less than a foot in diameter.
He wants to blow up a bridge. It's wonderful.
Because we've got one we was working on crafting.
You work on crafting a bridge?
No, a new type of firearm.
Oh.
Oi, Thardan. Go get bad news.
Oh, shit. You didn't. Kevin's gone full
retreat. And coming back about 10 minutes later with what looks to be a absolutely enormous musket. Perilously close to the equivalent of a long bore sniper. The handle on it looks to almost be 4 feet long. Or the barrel.
The handles. What the?
It has a tripod setting.
Oh
That-
my.
That's
How
a
does
big
one-
one.
How in the world do you wield that?
Well, if you set the time to set it up and fire, that's the strongest bit of firepower we got.
What's the range on something like that?
I've seen it hit up to 800 feet.
Jesus, even I can't hit it that far with my longbow.
Accurate out to 200, though.
Okay, that sounds accurate.
Kevin, you should totally get one of those.
I doubt I can afford it.
No, it is a pretty penny, but she's a beaut.
How much is it?
1,000.
Kevin, we could chip in for you. I mean,
I
we're
actually
going.
have 1,000, but
Oh,
I will chip in if you buy that.
We also
Say-
still have that Warhammer that we didn't trade.
no, we traded the Warhammer.
Warhammer's
I
gone.
thought it was just the gold and the plate armor.
Gold.
No,
Fine.
it was both.
Both items seem to have been 2,000 each.
Or averaged out to be. Anyway.
Something like that, yeah. But I mean, we're about to stop and get like 6,000 gold, so
Tempest, no offense, but there's 300 miles between here and Orchard and Crimson Witch.
that was Michael.
Sorry, Michael.
There's 300 miles between here and Crimson Witch.
That didn't have the annoying Tempest voice.
Now, I'm telling you right now, if you want to buy this thing, it does not react well to your type of magic.
What do you mean?
Oh, the ammo seems to have some sort of connection that just causes it to misfire every time we've tried to enchant the ammunition.
He totally just cheesed the shit out of that man.
I mean, that sounds kind of logical.
Them's the rules. I don't make them.
So
I'm not going to let you get away with it not being able to miss
Yeah.
the best weapon in the game. Sorry.
Is that Sean?
that's basically Beth explained what I was gonna say. It's like, so you can't like make amp bullets. That's what I was gonna say. It's okay.
Well, it doesn't take away the misfire chance. It just takes away the loading property.
Well, it can still misfire, but
Like my musket can misfire.
Yep.
All guns.
you have to load this thing.
Said I can kick you some gold. Like I said, I just want to see that thing shoot, and I feel like that would be great for plucking some dragons out of the sky.
Hmm.
I
We
mean,
got
a
another
mini
one
cannon.
I'm working on too, but ain't quite ready yet.
Hmm.
But that's going to work well with your black powder. It's called a hand mortar. But it ain't done yet.
Do cannons exist in this world?
No.
Your arcane
Other
cannon.
than the one on your shoulder.
Well, I wasn't sure like what direction if it was going like small to large or large to small, like if it mirrored real life or not.
Don't know yet. It's very small. Like not small as in like the size is small, but more of the people who are developing them.
Current logic seems to be bigger is better, according to bad news here.
How long do you think it will take before it's completely finished?
Few months.
What do you say, Kevin? I can kick in 300 or 400.
Yes. Do you want a mini cannon? I don't know what a cannon is. Do you want a mini big gun? I don't know.
A big musket.
A big musket.
How much would just plain gunpowder cost?
How much you need?
Well, my bag of holding can hold 370 pounds.
That would be a sight to see if that ever connected with something else that was a portable hole.
I don't want to see it.
Thankfully, that tends to be an implosion, not an explosion.
Mm-hmm.
Still probably impressive.
More funny just to inside out.
I like how Kevin is not getting the big gun.
I'll be honest, I just want to see it shoot. So if someone buys it, I would be very happy to see that.
Right? That's how I'm feeling.
We sell 15-pound kegs for 150 gold, or by the ounce at 1 gold.
There's a lot of
15-pound
black powder.
kegs, 150 gold. I can't do math in my head.
I know, right?
So that would be.
How many uses can you get out of a 100 or a 15 pound, and how many uses can you get out of a 1 ounce?
I think
magical ammunition. So your answer is really, what is he using it for?
Well, for like bad news.
If I'm buying black powder, it's for something
It's for
else entirely.
bombs.
He's making bombs.
Yeah, I'm thinking of trying to, because it was essentially just a metal tube that fired a, I think, 100-pound shot. I was thinking of trying to make the Ottoman Great Bombard for the war.
I'm just saying, this time I'm not doing the whole planted, nearly die thing.
Oh,
Yeah,
this would
just-
be
also could just catapult it.
This is directed at Ian.
yes.
That kind of thing you are going to have to invent, tinker, practice, and work with. It is not something you just pop up and it's one day
So it's not just making a metal tube and pouring gunpowder in it.
that might blow up in your face.
I'm gonna type something in the chat.
I would just go with the old light the fuse, and catapult it.
You need to create them in an environment where you can certainly try to do this, but it might blow up in your face.
The powder.
Big musket.
I will hold off for now.
And everyone else is sad.
The glue all over again.
I mean, you guys can buy it.
I don't have enough to buy it by myself.
I have a longbow.
And
I was
also
I was teaching you how to use firearms, Tempest.
Yeah, it worked out real well. It was written in like demonic,
Infernal.
infernal, whatever. Demons, devils, same
I
thing.
believe I still have the book, so
Beth looks at me very angrily for that comment.
Okay. Are we doing anything else?
Before Core leaves, she would like new clothes, like a new shawl, very fancy, something suiting or
Her
perfect
station.
for Core.
They'll make an investigation charisma check.
Oof.
What's your charisma modifier?
+3.
Okay, so it'd have been 8. A lot of the dwarves seem to be very hesitant towards getting you anything. In the end, you end up you have the option of buying what looks to be some sort of tanned leather poncho.
Is it orange?
Oh,
And
Tan. You know, I really don't think. Maybe you should wait until we get back to town. Maybe there's something more fitting for you.
you know, as amazing as this article of clothing is, I don't believe it suits me as well as you might think. I will definitely put a pin in that, though, and maybe come back after the war to get such a lovely leather poncho.
roll for deception. The dwarf kind of gives you almost a sad look. I worked my life off to build this.
And it's
Okay.
lovely!
It is lovely.
All right.
Is it?
Is it though?
It is. Look at how wonderful the shade is.
You're starting to tempest a little bit.
As you depart, breaking a poor dwarf's hopes and dreams, the dwarf leader will then call out, "Be careful out there. The Ghost Lord ain't nobody to fuck around with if you're going to go out that way."
I'm sorry, what?
He said the Ghost Lord's not one to fuck with.
I know what he said. I hope for more explanation.
He's a lich.
So, since we're now away from them a little bit, I do want to kind of talk about what I thought of before. So they said that a red dragon attacked the gates not too long ago. What
Yes,
if that took the gold?
it's entirely possible. Can I make a history check about abatheriacs?
Go for it.
Why? Oh shit!
Dragons, yo.
A name you have heard. It is an adult,
Oh.
and it resides somewhere in the Wyvern's Gaze Mountains.
Yes, I'm going to take a big guess and say that is what took the gold.
Oh
So
god.
there's no point of even looking for it if it already has it.
Not unless they want to kill a dragon.
We've already
Wait,
killed
wait.
3.
How many
Yes.
days ago did this dragon attack?
Well, oh, we didn't ask that question.
We did
We
not
just-
ask that question.
Thought he mentioned it.
I thought you
Yeah.
mentioned it too.
The
No,
two
we
events
asked.
may not be related at all.
They might. We asked how long ago the gold was supposed to be delivered. We didn't ask about the dragon attack. I think.
Well, there's- Well, they said that the delivery was supposed to be a day or two ago. So
Yes. I feel like the first dwarf may have mentioned something about like it had been maybe like a week. I don't
well,
know.
we're
He
gonna get our
mentioned that the gate itself had managed to withstand abatheriacs. He didn't mention a time frame.
Well, we're gonna get our weapons back here in a few minutes, so we could ask them because they'll probably be the same people, so we could just ask.
Yes, they better have whisper.
If we're going to consider this dragon as a possibility, the first thing we should ask is what they're going to be willing to do for us if we could get rid of it.
True.
Nothing.
That's a good point. But
They don't seem to have issues fighting it, though. Like, they may not even require our help.
They're
Just
not-
because they can hide in their homes and the dragon can't get to them doesn't mean they wouldn't be thankful that it's gone.
Actually, I feel like they might be completely unthankful.
I mean, they do have houses outside the door, so
It did seem as though they were very nonplussed about the dragon when they were speaking of it earlier.
that is also true.
Well, if we think it has potential to help us anyway, dealing with the dragons are obviously helping the Red Hand. Taking care of a dragon away from the Hold might not be the worst idea anyway.
if
We do
we're
not know it is currently away from the horde, though.
that's true. But just in case, Bernard, you're the dragon expert here. Well, as much of a dragon expert as any one of us can be. What's worse, fighting a black dragon or a red dragon?
A red dragon.
Okay, that's
Shit.
what I was worried about.
And from what I know of this dragon, this is not a young, giant horse-sized dragon. This is a full-fledged adult dragon.
Then
This
perhaps,
is a dragon that would burn an army to a ground.
then perhaps we should not even consider this until after all this is said and done. Maybe.
Yes.
My guess is, though, if he's alive when Crimson Witch is under siege, he's probably going to show up.
I would assume that, yes.
Mm.
That's my point. Like, Renard, how likely would the 7 of us be to take on a single dragon without any help? No goblins shooting from us, from its back, no alligators, just a dragon.
Would that be something reasonable for a Renard to estimate with a check?
Given their combat abilities, make it a basic intelligence check. Just flat intelligence.
Okay.
I was gonna give you guidance if you were trying to think about it, but that's not that.
Not bad.
Because I, as Lake, know exactly what would happen if we fought an adult red dragon right now.
There are a lot of circumstances on the battlefield that can change the outcome. But if you were to just encounter an adult red dragon in a straight fight, you would lose. Probably.
Not worth debating then.
Just to bring it up, I will mention that also red dragons are the ones that breathe fire. And from what I remember, they're also the ones who don't care if you hit them with fire. So he will again make that prestidigitation of the fireball going off. This does nothing.
Well, again, then perhaps we should at least wait until we could have a chance to deal with it. We have a lot of other things to worry about, and I don't. As much as a lot of 6,000 gold is, I think the well-being of everyone else in Crimson Witch is much more pressing.
I agree. I'm with Roman. I worry that this dragon is going to appear in the middle of the fight and just going to be a problem.
It appears. We can't do anything about it right now.
It's true.
At least least then we'd have an army of dwarves at our backs, I suppose.
Let's get our shit back.
Well, I think the issue is the dragon is the one that's guarding the pass where the gold disappeared. I don't think we have the opportunity anymore.
No, he just means our weapons from the dwarf.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
We find out the dragon actually stole our weapons. Yeah!
I'll be pissed!
Oh, at least I'll have my main weapon.
Yeah, you can.
You
hide
dirty
away.
dragon.
Daddy dragon.
Baby dragon.
Okay.
Baby drag do 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 do.
No.
No.
You all are walking to your owls. There's a gnat running around in here. Renard, you hear a voice in your head.
Oh, shit.
That's never good.
To which you hear, Renard, this is Numos. Can you hear me? I have arrived in Crimson Witch. I think you might need some help. I heard what was going on.
Yes, I can hear you. I'm surprised you managed to get communication considering the area. How did you manage to get to Crimson Witch so fast?
A few moments pass by. The teleportation is broken. Going in and out seems to be impossible, but once you are in, it seems to work.
Could I make a check to see if I understand? I would like to make 2 checks. I'd like to make an Arcana check to understand how he's communicating with me, and a Insight check to see if I believe this is actually Numos.
Go for it.
Are you talking out loud out of curiosity?
Not yet. He's not. Oh shit.
The Arcana check does reveal that the spell is probably sending.
Mm-hmm. Which means I should be able to identify who's sending it. Good.
And it does sound like Numos.
Well, the magic of sending itself actually says the creature knows who is casting the spell sending. So that should identify who it is specifically, even if the insight doesn't. All right. Well, Numos, it's good to hear that someone else is going to be there. We are not currently in Crimson Witch, but we're gathering allies. I don't suppose...
25 words or less.
I know, that's why I'm trying to count the last couple words I have here. You have advice where to go after the dwarves. God, sending makes you talk so stilted and it's rough.
There is no response.
Shit. Numos is in Crimson Witch.
Oh.
That the wizard from Darrowshire?
Interesting.
Evidently, he once he managed to get within the region of the Adanian Vale, traveling there was far simpler.
Interesting. So he's actually able to do that kind of stuff here in the Vale.
Yes. It's an extra hand as well.
Yeah.
Handy that. Do we have our next destination in mind? Obviously the dragon's a no-go.
There's really only one thing left to check in on.
You're going to say it, aren't you?
The Ghost Lord.
I hate it.
Well, I do think we should do what Renard suggested. We don't approach him, but we investigate, see what we can find out outside of everything.
Yes, perhaps there's something we can learn. And definitely keep that damn phylactery in the bag of holding.
No interest in seeing if the money actually exists. Only a day's flight away from what he said.
The consideration is if we go flying around that area, this is an area where a dragon is roosting. They also fly around quite frequently. And if they spot a couple of owls flying around, they're not just going to ignore them.
And the last time... Oh, go ahead.
If we are trepidatious about going to the Ghost Lord, we could always return to Crimson Witch and assist them in readying the city.
We have some extra time, though. Like, another 2-3 days for the Ghost Lord? Who knows? Like, I don't particularly like this idea, but maybe something good comes of it.
I would be lying if now I didn't think our best opportunity would just be to try and beat the army where they're marching and try and pull back everything that's going to stand against them back to Crimson Witch. Head off Nemon Gap. Head off. Oh, sorry, that's the map. Head off the cities along the way and ensure that they know where they should be retreating to. That there's going to be a fight at Crimson Witch.
That was what we told the people from Mordred to do, though. They were going to kind of fortify Crimson Witch along the... Well, take the villagers with them on the way. At least attempt to.
They can't hit every city. And there are other cities that are not in the Red Hand's path.
That's true. You're correct.
And having an extra set of capable hands for building ballistae and trebuchets could be the turning point in the battle.
Well, do any of us know of any of the bigger villages on the way back to Crimson Witch? Obviously, the map doesn't tell us that.
No.
Tells us all the wrong names.
Well, many of the villages that you passed along the way to here were dusty flyspecks of towns.
Yeah.
You know, maybe 30 people at some.
You know, that's not going to be a very sizable defense force if we can even take the time to rile them up into Crimson Witch. Like, you're not going to get a small town to abandon their homes in a day or two. And even if you do, 30 people isn't going to make a difference.
So,
is there anything else we can do?
Other option would be to see if we can't hunt down any of the younger dragons that the cult is using.
I like that plan. That seems like a good one.
We do know that on top of Avatheriax and Ozarandian and Argiriax, there's also the one Tagaran.
And we do still know of those other two important figures in the Red Hand army that we could try and remove. Pravik Karn and Ulwise Stormcaller.
They're going to be with the army, though, aren't they?
We could still attempt a targeted strike.
I think it might be time for us to take a more proactive approach for this army. See if we can't find any patrols, any movements outside of the main army, and start trying to do a little more reconnaissance.
True. If we can do that, as well as maybe pick off smaller groups here and there, that would be fairly helpful. And if a single dragon comes after us...
We hope that it's not as big as Avatheriax.
And if it is, we run away with our owls.
Good luck trying to run from that.
I didn't say it would go well, just saying that's our option at that point.
all right. So, I think we know what we can do. I think we got to put it to a vote.
All right.
So I'd say, who's for going to the Ghost Lord? Roman raised his hand for that one.
I am only for going to the Ghost Lord if we are going there to try and entreat with him to get his assistance.
It's not a guarantee.
I think it's a good idea.
If the group wishes to keep the existence of his phylactery hidden, then I do not believe we have anything to gain from going to the Ghost Lord.
And Cor, what were you saying?
Oh, I think it's a good idea to go and at least suss it out. If it is this lich working with the Red Hand, that would be good for you to know. You would know to expect. Legions of undead, for example.
So we actually think... We don't know. We think they may want him out of the fight. We think the phylactery was there as insurance to keep him away. But we don't know for sure. And we also don't know about bringing a phylactery of a lich to the lich.
See, that's even more interesting then. If they do not want him involved, there has to be a reason. Maybe he still guards the Adinian Vale.
Still, wait, what?
He used to be an elf in this region.
Yes, as you may have heard from the dwarves, he hasn't been active in the past 150 years. He hasn't done anything other than stay in the Thorncrawl.
But the Vale hasn't necessarily been under attack.
Well, I mean, you protect where you've once lived, I assume? Maybe.
Well, I'm kind of agreeing with you, but if he's supposed to protect the Vale and he's not, maybe that phylactery was keeping him away. I don't know. This is very confusing.
Like I said, that's my big reason for at least trying to go and figure it out. The Lich, they made an effort to keep him contained, whether they were using him or not. They feared him. I'm just saying, I'd rather have him hate them and know that he can make strikes against them or do something to them, than not.
Tell you what, I'm changing my vote to at least sussing out the area. Let's investigate at the very least. I don't like not knowing.
All right.
So let's do some quick calculations here. How long do we have to invest in going to the Thorn Crawl, sussing this out?
We
How many
have
days?
25 days left, and it is roughly a 5-day flight to Crimson Witch.
Which would give us 10 days left to investigate the region and do whatever other preparations we would want.
Correct. If we fly to the Thorn Crawl, it was like a 3-day flight from here, Beth?
Maybe 4.
If we fly to the Thorn Crawl, it'll be 3 days out, and which will give us a 7 to 8 day flight back to Crimson Witch.
Which still gives us 15 days.
And if we were to add, say, 6-7 days in there, also trying to see if we can't do any reconnaissance and learn what major factors are going to be going where and doing something about them, that is significantly cutting down what time we could help Crimson Witch prepare if we want to do that.
True, but we all, everything's nebulous though. Like, we know that we may be able to take out a few reconnaissance groups and maybe a dragon if we're lucky. This Ghost Lord might present another army to assist, which I feel would be a better use of our time.
I feel as the only way we are going to get anything from the Ghost Lord is if we are willing to deal in his possessions. If we are not willing to pass those back to him, then I feel as though we have nothing to gain from going to him.
And yet my greatest fear is him even finding out that we have his phylactery. I feel that the strongest gain the Red Hand had in having his phylactery is that he did not know where it was. If we march it directly to him, then we throw that all away.
I agree. I think it's fine to go in there, and maybe if he's a reasonable sort that we want to deal with, we will figure that out. And if so, we can present the phylactery after the fact. If he's not, I say no use in giving up your trump card.
He's a Lich. He's not going to be reasonable.
I want to also point out the dwarves did say that there have been people that have scurried into the Thorn Crawl and to the Lich's domain have not returned. So there's that.
I agree. It seems to be an unnecessary risk unless we are going in there at the explicit purpose of returning his phylactery in exchange for aid.
If we feel like that's something that will gain us something, then we can present it. That's all I'm saying is don't present it right off the bat. Never reveal your hand too soon.
Are we really debating this?
You have to.
On our way over to the owls, yes.
I mean, that was a literal question.
Oh, is that a Connor question?
No, that wasn't like a... Never mind.
Cerulean will flip to 23 and then he'll say, it's been brought up and my stance hasn't changed, but there are people that still want to do it.
Kevin, I'm honestly a little surprised. We were created to fight these stillborn dead. It's in our nature to fight the undead.
It
and
is.
you want to go give a being a powerful essence of itself.
I am simply
What do we
acknowledging that there is a more immediate threat.
Has been 200 years? 23.
It does us no good to ignore the immediate threat that is marching towards Crimson Witch in hopes that we can mitigate a future threat in the Thorn Crawl.
And he used to fight in the side of the living when he was an elf.
If we all end up dead at the walls of Crimson Witch, then how well we protected the phylactery in life will not matter.
I just wish we knew more about Eureka Zarl.
I wish we knew so much more. But we don't get that luxury, apparently.
So,
Do we know if... Go ahead. I was just going to ask, do we know if there's any ruins or anything in the Thorn Crawl? Is it literally just nothing?
I don't know. You've never been there.
Okay.
I will say now, however, it's a good time to take Our 15-minute break.
It's probably about a good
Yeah.
time, yeah. We'll come back and tally the votes later.
All right, guys. Look forward to seeing you back in a little bit. Decide where these guys are going to go next. Will they brave the Ghost Lord's lair, or will they return to Crimson Witch?
Ugh.
And welcome back. So, as you all are debating outside your owls, having a deep conversation about what course of action to take next, the guards will approach with your weapons and gear, returning to them to you and bowing each in respect.
Kevin, were you talking about wanting to get some powder or something? I think you...
If we are not going back to Crimson Witch first, then there is no need.
Well, let's have the vote.
Yes, let's figure it out. Okay, all those opposed to going to see the Ghost Lord, say aye.
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 Not opposed, but hunting dragons sounds really, really awesome. So I
That
guess
means
I.
That sounds like 5 no's.
6, I think.
Do we want to harry the Red Hand or bolster Crimson Witch's defenses?
Well, I think at the very least we head back to Crimson Witch, and then either start staging attacks from there, or you can help defend build your things.
I mean, they've been preparing for. Sorry, go ahead.
You go ahead.
No. They've been preparing, so I imagine they have some intelligence on where their generals might be or where these dragons might be.
I think maximizing our time traveling is going to be our best bet. We search on our way to Crimson Witch and do what we can there, but once we get to Crimson Witch, we dedicate our time to finishing any preparations.
I like that plan.
We have to buy before we go back and get on our way to Crimson Witch.
At this point, we have around 10 days and a half, so if we spend the next 7, 8, so traveling back, searching the region, then that still gives us the better part of a 10-day to make all the preparations we need, and then deal with whatever repercussions we find because we are searching for these individuals. I think a week to prepare is more than enough.
Beth, do I know roughly how many? With the help of what was his name, Sertarian. Do I have any idea of roughly how many like explosive devices I could make in that time span, and how much black powder that would take?
Cool thing about kegs is they're already designed to be explosive.
Right.
Boom.
Have you ever played Monster Hunter? That's how it works.
Yes. I think we've all played Monster Hunter.
I was talking more along the line of like the things that I asked Sertarian to try and work on if we got there with time.
Handhelds. Harder to do. You're
No,
not sure.
the pressure sensitive ones.
That's complicated.
That's very complicated. You don't know.
But he used like springs and stuff, so I figured maybe he could do it.
He might. But you haven't talked to him since.
I haven't seen him in almost 2 weeks. Over 2 weeks.
I feel like he was almost more likely to, I don't know, blow himself up.
Hopefully not.
So we buy him some powder.
Kevin
No.
can make some. Oh no!
I will go without.
Okay. So we are going to be hunting for dragons.
Well, hunting rabbits.
Or just the generals that we still haven't killed.
Well, you know from the notes that you've read that Hravik Karn leads the army itself. You could conceivably go after the army.
That's
idea.
a bad idea.
You don't know where Olwise Stormcaller is. Those are the two that remain. You don't know where Azar Kul is, although he's presumably somewhere up in the mountains, if not leading the army.
Probably that.
Abatheriax, you don't know where he is. Tirgarun, you don't know where he is. But if you scouted around enough days, you could conceivably run into Red Hand outlying patrols, marauders.
I mean, maybe a couple of the scouts know where their leaders are. We could persuade them to tell us.
Remember, they're zealots, so very hard to persuade.
Yeah, they would rather bite out their own tongue than talk to us.
Not all of them, I'm sure.
That's why you just use a little bit of friendly persuasion.
If we were to persuade him in a way, I'd recommend going about it in a way that would question the strength of whatever champion they have, so that way they think that they can be easily to be defeated.
I mean, we did have that plan all those days ago about writing a note to one of the important ones about either betrayals or some kind of issue and writing it in their code. We can still try that.
We do have that code book, yes.
And I can look like a hobgoblin, and I can speak it.
If we wanted to try less of a battle and more of actual infiltration, that is an option we could use. If you feel confident there, Roman.
I'm decent at talking.
I also have the ability to disguise myself, and while I cannot speak Goblin, I can speak Draconic.
That...
I
Kevin,
have to considering who they worship, that would be acceptable.
that might work.
I could take on the guise of a leader or something, maybe a priest. Do they have priests?
Priests?
They worship something. I have to assume they have something that approaches priest, if not priests directly.
They had the armor that had the 5-headed dragon on it. I'm sure something there
Have we seen any priests or anyone who might speak Draconic as their primary language?
I don't think you've encountered any of the Doomhand priests yet, no.
Would me and Lee have seen them in our vision?
They were among the army, yes. They did not seem to have a lot of them.
No. I saw a few guys that looked like they would be the religious-y type, if you can call it that, for a cult of the dragon type.
I would almost say that the absence of priests is conspicuous in their army.
Well, interesting.
Kevin, as good an idea as that sounds, do you know anything about that dragony religion?
No.
So what happens when you run into another one that's religion-y?
Hopefully that does not happen.
I
mean, the same could be said for if anyone questions Roman about anything directly to anything the Red Hand may know.
Yes,
Subterfuge is often a matter of luck more than skill.
Yes, but he's very good at lying.
Better at convincing than lying.
He's very good at talking.
That's a better way to put it. Been told I have a tell sometimes, but
You can hide it as a hobgoblin.
The indirect truth, that's where I like to live.
Well, maybe that's the best plan, is just scouting out with Roman and figuring out where the stuff is.
I at least say we fly that way, figure out, and we can do some aerial scouting at least, figure out where they are.
At a distance.
At a distance.
I think as long as we stay ahead of where the army is set to be, we should be fine without running into too much force than we can handle.
Sounds like a plan.
Okay.
Everything left to hand over here in the dwarf hold. Speak now, forever hold your peace.
Got rations?
Some. Usually, Kevin.
Whew. And so you take off on your owls going where?
Trying to get ahead of the army, it sounds like.
All right.
So to look at the map, I think we would like to follow the path, basically the circles around Doth, up to Prosser, and then in the regions ahead of where the army would be marching through before they get there. Looking for anything that would be smaller and that we could potentially take on without having the entire army on top of us.
Turgaroon. Sorry.
It's okay. While we're heading up, can we keep an eye out for the potential gold that was missing?
I don't know if we're heading that way. If we are, cool.
I mean, I thought we were heading back to Crimson Witch first, or are we just going straight up to harass the army?
As Renard put it, we should avoid going to Crimson Witch until we're ready to just stop, because if we go there and then leave, that's just time we're wasting.
Okay, gotcha.
Okay.
Can I keep an eye out for any patrolling younger dragons? Because if the army's nearby, they might have their dragons too.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd like to try and do the same with my eagle eyes.
Uh-oh.
What was that?
You rolling some dice.
Uh-oh.
Let's see what you run into.
Cool. Do we need to make perception checks?
Oh no, you're gonna run into something. It's just a matter of what I rolled. Let's see. It's 1, that's 2. Okay. There we go.
8 adult dragons.
Oh, that's not too bad. Cool. I actually have something designed for random encounters.
Music is
Towards
awfully cheery.
This music is awfully cheery. Here, let me
We're in a
Then she
Fey
plays a-
Wonderland.
And then she plays a funeral march.
Two's the Ghost Lord.
I would love that to be the Ghost Lord theme.
I'm so glad we spent all this time, and the Ghost Lord just appears out of nowhere. No!
And he comes to that music. Da 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 da.
You guys would scream railroad at me.
Wouldn't be the first time I scripted in a game.
As you all are flying about, making your way towards Prosser, you spy trouble ahead on the road. In the shade of several tall poplars, a 2-horsed wagon has been dragged off the road. Hobgoblins clamber all over the wagon, shouting in wicked glee, while a pair of hulking, 2-headed monsters roar and shout at the goblins. You think you can make out a couple of motionless bodies in surcoats of blue and white lying at the side of the road.
Ooh,
Blue and white being.
that's
That's the
Marcera.
heraldry of the Empire.
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy.
Are we close enough where I might be able to distinguish what they're saying?
You're flying above them. It's windy and loud.
Alrighty.
It's like, that's amazing sight there, friend.
Can confirm.
Thank you. What are we doing?
I'll look at Kevin and be like, I think we found our first thing.
How far above them are we?
What was that?
How far above them are we?
I'd say you guys probably are flying 200 to 300 feet up.
Do we descend?
I mean, we can. I mean, people like 23 need to get on the ground to fight, but I can fire a few arrows on the way down.
Can we get a count on how many we see?
You see 2 Ettins and 6 hobgoblins.
Renard, are you good to take the reins when we get close?
I could, theoretically. I'm not sure if Annika's going to listen to me. We don't have a rapport, but it seems to be a fairly intelligent creature and knows that I'm relying on it so they don't fall to my death.
I'm sorry, who's on which owls?
23 and Renard are on Annika.
Juniper has it has Core, Kevin, and Tempest.
And me and Roman are on Sprite.
Yes.
I'm gonna turn to Core and Tempest. Like, on the count of 3, roll off the bird.
What?
Oh, don't worry, I'll catch you.
I'm sorry, I'm going to move you guys over the map. Please hop.
Oh, good.
Please hop on the correct owl.
Oh, that's not a thing.
That is 2 people that just hopped on the wrong owl.
I was
that's
dropped in
wrong.
on the wrong owl.
I think I'm on the right owl.
Let's get Cerulean. You need to be on the other owl.
I can't see the other owl. I can't get
Yeah,
to it.
I have a bunch of like blackness on the map.
Yeah, the trees are being weird.
Oh, I
The
see
worst
it.
thing is,
Ah,
we're flying, so none of the dynamic lighting should be applying at the moment, unfortunately.
And then core just over to the. Yeah, there we go.
But that's limitations of roll 20.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Cool. Okay, there we go.
That seems that. Oh. I'm scrolling my screen and the fog of war moves with it. That's
uh-oh.
weird.
Refresh your page.
Yep. That's weird.
Hey, operator, you're also going to have to refresh your page.
And did the
It's
music
been a
cut
while
out?
since that broke.
I'm fixing the music.
Yeah. Yay, everything.
All right. What are you guys going to do? You're engaging.
I think we're engaging.
As they screech and howl.
Kevin just told Core to roll off the owl.
I told both of you to roll off the owl.
Roll initiative.
I'm not rolling off the owl. I'm gonna shoot things.
Well, we have to get down to the ground, don't we?
Roll initiative.
Yeah, let's do that first.
I will do that when I've refreshed.
Yeah,
Whether
I'm
the
still waiting
machine
for
actually
my,
works.
I'm still waiting for my page to stop freaking out.
My initiative appeared and then disappeared. I'll roll again.
Oh. Son of a bitch, you would never know I have such good
Yeah,
initiative
I
bonuses.
wasted a natural 20.
All right.
That's not how that works. You
Natural
can't waste
1.
it.
I wasted a natural 1 at least.
19 points.
It's not how statistics work, or probability. it's not how probability works in the slightest.
Can't edit it. 19
That's
points.
how roll 20 works, though.
Yeah,
Sure.
not wrong.
1 second.
All right.
Wait, did it delete me again?
So the pilots of the owls can move them on their turn.
Oh.
They act on your initiative. You have their movement speed, which is currently 60 feet of flying.
And we're 200 feet in the air?
Yes. Core, you're up.
I'm flying the
Hold
bird.
on, I still haven't rolled initiative because my page is lagging like crazy.
And Roman should be top of the initiative, actually.
Roman is a 19.
Yeah, I have a 19. I had to
Oh.
re-roll. I rolled the 19. It went on to the turn order and then disappeared. So I re-rolled again to get myself
Got
back on.
Roll 20 is wonderful.
Here, if you're just going to go ahead and roll for me, Beth, and get me on there, it's just
Sure.
D20 plus 2.
Probably not going to get higher than core, I would assume. It's pretty high. Pretty good, though.
Solid.
Reynard's about the fastest it's ever been.
Well, let me change Renard. Oh, wow. Now I'm lagging trying to adjust Renard. Renard broke roll 20. Way to go, buddy.
Not Renard.
Curses!
18. There it goes. I believe Core is still up front.
Should be Roman, yes?
No.
No, it's you.
Okay.
We're
Right,
defeating the
Somebody's breathing into their mic.
Core gets the command to roll off the owl and just kind of like, if Core had a face, it would be the most incredulous look. Like, you serious? I'm not rolling off this freaking owl. But Cor will draw a sword and ready herself for battle.
Yeah, you're 200 feet in the air. Rolling off shit.
Yeah, Kevin, I'll just look at you like, Kevin, what?
Okay. 23.
I'm going to position the owl above him. That's 60 to 120.
And where you ping where you
And
want.
then, yeah, right there where I'm at. And then I'm just going to dive bomb.
Renard goes for a ride.
Brainard's like, why?
Okay, so you're diving straight down. Okay, so you're going down still. Okay. The Hobgoblin Devastator is going to look up. His eyes widen as he calls out some sort of alarm before he brings his hands together and starts casting a spell where a searing ray of light will form, arcing into 3 shots. It's going to shoot Scorching Ray 3 times at the owl.
Gonna get our owl killed?
He will hit the owl once with 1 Scorching Ray. That you see one of the rays go right through the wing as the owl screeches in pain and takes 4 points of fire damage. Roman.
All right. So I probably would have given control pack to Cerulean of the bird, so I will use my action to summon Inari, and then in my other hand I will draw the Wand of Wonder and just tap him and say, "Get us in there."
Gotcha.
And I will... that'll be my turn.
All right. Renard, you are 120 feet up.
Okay. Reynard will tap 23 on the shoulder and say, "All right, we're going to do something pretty fucking risky here. Tell the bird to fly away so it doesn't get itself killed." And Reynard is going to roll backwards off the bird.
Bernard's doing the same thing that I was going to do.
And as he rolls backwards off the bird, I am going to begin chanting, and I'm going to throw a fireball down below me.
Okay.
I trust this will work out fine.
I would like to sculpt it as much around the wreckage as possible so I don't hit any of that, but I can hit pretty much everything in that area.
Yeah, you can. That's everybody.
It.
All right. Allow me to make some dexterity saving throws. These guys are automatically going to die depending on what you roll. Yeah, they're dead no matter what they roll. That's a dead hobgoblin. That's a dead hobgoblin. All right. Etton's got to make some rolls. Delete the hobgoblin.
And as I begin to roll off the back, I will cast Featherfall on myself.
Okay. As you plop.
Nope, actually, I only fall 60 feet around. I still have another round just falling. I'm still 60 feet up, just falling through the air, skydiving.
Whee!
All right.
I too had this idea, Kevin.
Ettons both fail as they are blasted with a wall of fire. They are upset with that. Not minus 2,228.
They're hella dead.
Hobgoblin Captain must make a roll. He will fail. He takes 28 points of damage, but he is still alive. The Iron Shadow, making her dex roll. She will succeed and take evasion.
So I do have one question about Featherfall. Could I extend that benefit to 23, assuming he would be also readying himself to fall?
Let me read. I think
it says choose up to 5 use up to 5 falling creatures within range.
Yeah, my question is it, how long does it last? Is it that?
It lasts a minute.
Oh, yeah. Then yes, you could last it on him.
Okay. It lasts until they hit the ground.
I'm kind of in a free fall because we're going off of the
Because that was my plan. My plan was like, if you want to dive bottom, buddy, just go ahead and drop right on top of them if you want to. Go for it, 23, with my blessing.
All right. One Devastator will fail. One Devastator will pass, taking 14. He's badly wounded. He is badly wounded. And that is that. Anything else?
Nope.
Okay.
I'm 60 feet up. I will mark myself so we know how far up I am.
All right. The Devastator is going to take some more shots at the owl with Scorching Rays. And we'll hit it twice for 6 and for 10 points of damage. The owl is in serious pain and is now badly wounded. The Etten is going to make a strength check to grab a tree and yank it. So he rolls a 16. Let me roll a counter to that to see how tough he rolls. He rips it right out of the root and stem, rips out a whole tree, and holds it up like a club, like he's waiting for somebody to get close. The Iron Shadow is watching you jump off, Renard. It's going to go right where you will land and hold an action.
Okay.
Tempest.
Okay, so I see a lot of bad things happening to that bird. I'm going to try and get over here in this like kind of clearing area, and I'm just gonna do like a straight, like that. And I have 60 feet of movement.
The bird has flying of 60.
Okay, so I'll go. Oh, sorry, not there. I'll get above this tree. The tree's, I assume, not 120 feet up.
Presumably.
I didn't think so. And it's handing off the reins, so to speak, in action.
Use an object action.
I think I'll just shoot. And I'll just kind of look at Kevin like, whatever you're doing, go ahead for it. And I'll just take 2 shots at this nearest Eden.
Okay.
Sorry. Where is Whisper? Here it is. 20 and 20.
Both of those will hit.
Okay, I will, I'll try a trip attack on the first one here. So this first one's going to have trip attack with it, so it needs to make a strength save of, wow, my maneuvers continue to impress. Strength save of 16.
He fails.
He falls to his butt.
Unfortunately, your second shot will put it at disadvantage.
16?
16 will still hit, though.
Okay. You made me really nervous. Another 11 points. And I'm going to use my War Priest you know what? No, it's not. You know what? Yeah, I'll use the War Priest action, and I get a third attack. So I will use that on...
Disadvantage.
I'm not using it on that one.
Oh.
I'm going to use it on this Iron Shadow over here that looks bloodied.
It's not an Iron Shadow, it's a Devastator.
That one. Whatever. I'm going to shoot it.
Okay.
So that would be another Whisper attack. That's a 20. 20!
20. Go play the lottery.
12 points of damage on that guy.
Okay.
Not dead?
Not
Sad
dead.
day. Oh well, I did what I could. I'm done.
All right. Hobgoblin Captain is going to let out a roar. He's going to move over to here and also wait for Renard or the next one to come over.
I'm glad I had a plan, guys.
Yeah, it's working out great.
Kevin.
Tempest, did you keep our owl at 200 feet?
No, it is at... I basically did a complete angle with it, so it's, I assume, 140.
Okay. I will tumble and feather fall also.
All right. You've got some following to do.
Actually, no, I'm going to use this turn just to activate my shoulder cannon. I'm going to stay on the bird for now.
All right. The Etten is going to take its axe and throw it at the owl at disadvantage.
Oh no!
Because I was going to use my bonus action to cast Sanctuary on our owl.
On whose owl? Yours?
My owl.
Juniper lives.
All right. Yeah, it's going to chuck his axe. That will miss. Is it 23? You feel a battle axe just scrape by your face.
If I was a monk, I'd try to catch it. That'd be cool.
Cerulean.
Okay.
Did I not roll? Oh, yeah.
Probably best if right about here. Would you say, Roman?
Get us over there.
All right, right there. Kind of going down at an angle too, so that way we can get close to the ground.
At what feet are you now above the ground?
What feet do we start at?
200.
200, so 60 kind of going at that angle, so we'd be at 140.
Okay.
I could dash and get as close to the ground if you want, Roman.
I gotta get there at some point.
Okay, then I will use my action to make it dash and go just 60 straight down.
You are now 60 feet above the ground.
Nice. Also, while I'm going there, I will use my healing lights on the owl because they don't want it. They don't want him dead. I'll throw 3 on it.
3 points of healing?
Yeah, so it'll have 15 points.
Oh.
No, it's fully back to full health.
Yeah.
Damn.
Thank goodness.
Yeah, I was gonna say we don't want to piss off the elves more than we already have.
We don't want to have to walk all the way to Crimson Witch.
Also that.
You're going to have to start walking now. All right, back to the top. Core.
Okay. How far above the tree have we parked? I'm just trying to think of how I can get down. So I was going to try and use the tree.
I think you're 200 feet up, but I don't think Tempest lowered you.
140.
140. So the tree is only like 20 feet tall. So.
Okay, so I'm stuck up here for now.
Sorry.
No, you're not.
I'm not stuck up here with you. You're stuck up here with me.
Can she like use the action and take the reins from me? I don't know.
What is the Etten wielding for a weapon? Is it more wearing?
The mace and or it's a battle axe and a morning star. Oh no, that one. I'm sorry, that one's using a tree.
Did he drop it when he fell to his butt?
Is it wearing armor at all?
He is not. He's wearing a loincloth.
He's just, Okay. I only asked because I'm looking to inflict heat metal on something.
He's got a battle axe and a morning star.
Let's start with that then. Battle axe.
Heat metal.
Getting hot.
What's the range on heat metal?
I think it's 60 feet.
60 feet. It's out of range.
Okay.
We are heading down, just not quickly.
I will withhold my action until we get closer.
Okay.
And then I will... Can I move?
You can move
as a reaction?
I think Tempest gave you the rein.
I didn't
no.
technically. I was asking if, could she just rip it from my grip?
You are firing your bow. Is nobody flying?
I got us here and then just kind of started firing, so...
Okay, so in that case, yeah, Core would definitely take the reins and start leading us downwards.
You can use your action or the owl's movement of 60 plus your dash action to get him the 120 feet down. Yeah. Which would be enough for you to get relatively close.
Okay, let's do that then. We're going in for a landing.
We're going down. Okay. 23.
I'm gonna continue my dive bomb
Oh boy.
until I get 20 so feet off the ground, and I will tell Annika to come
Get
back.
the fuck.
Oh, I'm sorry. Come back when it's safe, and then I'm going to fall off and.
Very slowly.
Okay. Yeah, you've got Featherfall, so Annika will dash off.
I mean, he's 20 feet down and is 60 feet around. He would hit the ground.
Oh, okay. I didn't know how far he was down.
But
It depends on whether or not you judge he falls at the start of his turn or at the end of his turn.
He still has Featherfall either way, doesn't he?
Well, he's only 20 feet off the ground.
Yeah.
So if he falls 60
So would I be
feet, how
able-
long does it take him to move 20 feet?
2 seconds.
I'm not doing the math for gravity falling.
I'm just asking, does he fall at the start of his turn or the end of his turn?
That's a 23 question.
Do I have my action? Is what I want to know.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're just
I will
slowly
bonus
falling.
action. I will bonus action rage and zap the shit out of this motherfucker.
Okay.
DC 14. Yeah, save.
Yeah.
3 points of damage.
He's still alive, but he does take it.
And then I'm gonna smack this guy with the great sword once. For the Frostbrand. For 17.
He's going to cast Shield.
Okay. And then I am going to run over there underneath where Roman's gonna or where Renard's gonna be.
Oh no.
So with whatever actions they were holding.
Let's not stand on top of each other so I know where you guys are. Sorry.
Okay, I'll move myself to here for now.
All right. All right. The Devastator's looking really confused, like he just walked the fuck away from him.
Renard's squishy.
Renard has contingency plans. Don't worry. I planned for this contingency.
He is going to cast Magic Missile on U23.
Okay.
And you take 8 points of force damage. I rolled really crappily on those.
Thank God.
I was like 8 total?
Gonna move over here.
Do I get my other
forgot
attack
you could see me measuring.
for the?
Hmm?
Do I get the other attack? I
Oh,
only attacked once with the greatsword.
I'm
Sorry.
sorry. Yes.
I was gonna attack the Iron Shadow,
Go for it.
and I didn't know if they got their attacks of opportunity or what against.
They're
me.
holding them for Reynard.
Oh,
Oh, well, she was.
Salsa.
Yeah, she might still be.
14.
you are kidding me on that damage.
That's pretty awful damage.
I think she's still waiting.
That is garbage.
It's 23.
Kidding.
I laughed.
We all did.
I didn't.
She's wounded, though.
That's my turn. Sorry. And then he does his magic missile and runs away.
All right. Okay, Roman.
There's the other magey casty guy. Is he going
All
to?
right.
Oh, never mind. Different one. Different one.
I mainly want to make sure I'm not in a line with him. With Cerulean. Like, can I point the Wand of Wonder past Cerulean so I'm not like in a line with him technically?
Why?
You put your arm on his shoulder and aim, use him as a steady.
Yep. So I'm gonna put my arm. I'm like, just right there, and
Wait,
I'm
what are you
gonna-
doing?
Wonder, and I'm gonna cast the
Ah!
with this guy.
Someone take that damn thing away from Roman.
I love
It
it.
is one of Renard's great regrets
Oh.
giving that to Roman.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
Is it?
Yeah.
That's a solid one. I forget the range on it or the size of it, but I have to look it up.
It's a 40-foot cube.
All right.
Fiery minds want to know.
It's slow.
Oh.
So it should. So that would be a 20 feet out. So it'd just be
Beat those two guys.
Yep. So just those two guys making a.
Thank God.
I can still feel the sadness of an elephant not being dropped out.
That's a 40-foot cube.
Which is still both of them.
Yeah, it would be centered on the Devastator.
Okay, yeah, just them.
All right. Wisdom save DC 15. Wisdom.
Wisdom.
Oh, that Devastator failed horribly.
Yeah.
And the Etten also failed horribly. So
I was gonna laugh at the end actually succeeded.
That's a wise fucking Etten, okay? Don't judge him by his race.
We have many story.
Having no idea what spell I just cast, I'm like, I think I got him with something.
I think you did too.
All right. Reynard.
So Reynard, realizing that there are now 3 people underneath them, 2 that look like the one that hit him in the face, and 1 that looks like he'd be really hard to land on, he is going to bonus action Misty Step. And just basically bamp the rest of the way to right here. And as he touches on the ground, he is going to pull a sleeve back, and he's going to pull out a classic. He is going to twirl around to cast Gidley's Electric Loop.
Okay.
Oh, we haven't seen that in a while.
You have not. I haven't prepared it for a while, but I prepared it specifically for this.
With that.
They have a -2 to their deck save.
They do.
So that is everyone but this Devastator. That is classic Gidley's damage.
And now Renard remembers why he never prepares it.
Oh, right.
It's the spell that keeps on taking.
At least the Etten's at a disadvantage for the deck save, so probably.
And he will sculpt it around himself, or he'll sculpt it around 23, so 23 is fine.
So all the Devastator fail the deck save.
That's a good start.
So I need to make wisdom saves for them.
Yes.
Oh.
That's a failure from the Etten.
I got one! It was worth it!
You
I
did!
finally got one!
That's the first time you've gotten one, actually. I
That's
think.
the first time I've ever stunned somebody with Gidley's Electric Loop.
Both Ettens fail.
I'll take that.
Slow and stunned.
Well, this is going well so far.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to do the damage to them all. One moment. The Iron Shadow is very, very displeased.
That's action, bonus action, not movement though. Hey guys, guess what? I'm running over here and I'm gonna hide behind this tree.
Wow, I wonder if they saw Renard run over to that tree.
Actually, I'm not gonna
like,
hide on the tree. I'm just gonna run. I was right here. I'm just gonna run 30 feet this way. I'm just gonna run as far away as I can.
Okay.
And that is my turn.
All right, the Hobgoblin has to roll a d20. He is able to cast a spell.
Uh-oh.
No, if he rolls 11 or higher, the spell doesn't take effect until the creature's next turn.
That how that works?
It's what Slow says. He only has to do it if he's trying to do a spell.
Yeah, if it's 11 or higher, it's next turn. If it's lower, it just fails, period.
Yep.
Oh.
So he looks like he is readying a ball of fire.
Okay, good thing we're going to be away from that area.
Murder!
All right. This Etten is going to get back up.
I was stunned.
Stunned.
He's stunned. The Etten's going to go, The Iron Shadow's looking really, really confused, and he is going to just attempt to lay into 23 with 4 punches. Excuse me.
I would say sorry, but I know 23 is built for this.
Yeah, literally.
Of which 2 will connect, as you are cracked in the face for 6 and then 6 points of bludgeoning damage.
Six, so 12 reduced to 6.
Oh, you are like punching piece of iron!
Yes.
I get told that.
Tempest. Be a member of society.
Ouch! I shot 3 things last round. Can I see this one accurately? The one who's forming fire? Because we're 20 feet up. I don't know how tall this tree is.
Yes.
Okay.
You're
well,
right above the tree line. You do have a little bit of a shot, so he does have some AC cover.
okay. I will probably still take that, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I'll still take that shot. So first shot's going at him. Hit. Oh, that's the item, not the roll. That's a 30.
You got him.
Nailed him! And this is going to be a trip attack, too, because fuck the mages.
There's a meme somewhere that says when the DM asks if an AC of 30 hits your character.
You gotta check.
All right, and he has to make a strength save. I don't know what slow does that. What slow does to him.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. And he's still up, I assume.
He is not. He is down.
Ah, perfect.
Slow and fallen. Help, he's
I'm
fallen.
up.
Help, he's falling.
I'm
He
up.
can't get
They
up.
see me. I'm down.
Yeah, he's like
I
so.
get knocked down, but I get up again.
And I'm never gonna keep you down. And I'm gonna take a shot at what's his face over here? This ugly fucker.
Man, this battle music got really cheerful.
It usually does. 26.
26 will hit.
7 points of damage. That's shit.
He is going
And-
to spend a key point.
Oh fucking shit! No, I don't like it. I'm getting flashbacks.
And kicks it back.
They even throw it back that far? He's like 140 feet away.
I'm
Oh,
no,
he's-
I'm not. I'm not.
Oh.
No,
20.
he's at 20 feet above the ground.
I'm about like 45, 55 feet away.
I wasn't where you dropped.
Yeah. Someone took the reins after I was inept at getting us to the ground.
Fortunately, the attack roll in return misses.
Okay, well, action surge because that
It
was
sails
rude.
past you.
Kill. Action surging because once again, rude. And that's gonna be 2 more shots. Well, 1 more shot in his general direction. So 10.
On
So
the
he's-
Iron Shadow,
Yes, Iron Shadow.
that will kill her.
Arrows fly past each other.
I actually like to think I just like as it's coming my way, I'm like, not this fucking time, and I just shoot through it.
Laughs and Scather.
Yep, and then the final shot will go at this one. So that'll be a 14, which probably doesn't hit, except maybe that one.
Eh.
What the hell is this music playing?
I
That's
don't
what I'm
know.
saying. It's cheerful battle music.
It's because everyone's slow and stunned.
Everyone's getting slaughtered.
This is the song they play when they reproduce battles at the Shire.
Anyway, I assume a 14 probably doesn't hit this one.
No.
I didn't think so. Okay, Tempest is done.
Okay.
I got the casty one to fall. That's okay.
Hobgoblin Captain is going to have his own great sword out. And he's going to clash in a cool lightsaber style with 23.
Mine's bigger.
He crits you.
It's not about size 23.
He hits you
Always was.
for 16 points of piercing damage.
Reduced to 8.
And he can't use martial advantage. Evan.
I guess if we're closer to the ground now, I will shoot at the slow Etten.
If only you had bad news.
Big
Don't need
bully,
it.
right?
Pretty good as he is.
That would be 4d12.
Not
Just,
having
you
to
know,
worry
that
about
makes
ammo is really nice.
Imagine if we could mount bad news on the owl. Just saying.
The owl flies back by every shot.
Okay, Juniper, that's how it's supposed to be.
Okay. 17 to Etten, you said?
Yep.
Okay.
And then I'm going to use my bonus action to shoot him with my Eldritch Cannon. Does that hit with the slow? Because slow lowers the AC, right?
Yes. Yes, you still hit him.
Nice.
Oof.
Isn't the Etten stunned too? Both of them?
Yep.
I mean, it was 14, 13, doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's still.
No, I was just making sure for when my turn rolls around too.
Yeah,
Okay.
they're stunned.
You mean Cerulean's actually going to heal some? Oh, wait, no.
I heal people all the time. What are you talking about?
I think he meant
He did
attack.
just save the owl, so I'm not complaining about his healing right now.
Yep. All right. Anything else?
That is my turn.
All right. Etna's stunned. He's going to make a save.
Really wise.
We just saved until the end of the turn.
Yeah. Different save. For slow.
Oh.
Oh, all right. Is the hobgoblin still slowed?
Yeah. Oh, we didn't roll for that.
The other hobgoblin, I did not. You're right. He is.
Alrighty.
All right, I fly down 60 feet.
You're on the ground now.
Cool.
So you're
I'm 20 feet off.
20 feet off.
I'll look through and say, you think you can jump that?
I'll give it a shot.
All right. I'll stay where I am, and I will. Yeah, this guy's not stunned though. He's slowed. I'll go for the end. I'll fire 2 Eldritch Blast at him.
Okay.
You
With
start
advantage.
blasting?
I start blasting, and I get advantage.
DeVito.
Bringing it all full
Thank God.
circle.
20,
Dorito.
17 for 22 points of damage.
He's dead.
Yeah.
Both headshots, and both of the heads just sort of smoke up the files when it's done.
Not many people can get a double headshot.
Do I want to roll off? Fuck it, I'll oh no, it's fine. We should be fine. Plus, he's gonna be firing it up all the way up there anyway, so we're out of range. Now, you know what? I'm gonna stay up just in case. I'm gonna be safe. Not gonna be dumb. I'm not chaos right now. That'll be a turn.
Okay. Core.
All right, the bird has landed, correct?
You can make it move for 20 feet down to go the rest of the way.
Okay. And that's all I can do this turn?
No, you can use your movement.
Just haven't been able to because
Oh.
we've been 200 feet in the air.
I used 20 feet to get down
Of the bird's movement. You still have
of the
your movement.
bird's movement. Okay, let's do that then. So, as Core lands the bird and goes to dismount, Core will pat Tempest a couple of times and say, "Keep up the good work. It's very nice shooting." And you feel like this kind of like, you hear music accompanied with this sort of rhythmic pulse, and you just kind of feel more adept in a way. And this is how I'm going to give you my bardic inspiration through sound.
I like it.
As a Valor Bard, you can also use this roll to add to your damage or your armor class.
Ooh.
So it's a d6 to that if you want.
I mean, I won't say no to it. Sounds wonderful. Literally.
I should also mention I cannot interact with my token.
Really? Oh, you have you're on the
Let me reload. That might be it.
well, you're on the range marker, Zoe. You're not on the selector.
I'm a fool.
There, it moves.
My dog just stared at me.
They do that. But this is
The tree is super messing me up, so I'm going to try and move around it.
I shouldn't be. I have dynamic lighting turned off.
Okay, I know where I want to move, so just give me a moment to get there.
Did you reload like the rest of us earlier? Oh.
I'm
She's
using my
moving.
dash to basically intercept this guy, so we'll see
Okay.
what he does.
All right. 23.
I want to bonk this guy in the head with the flat of my blade.
Yes, I forgot to mention we wanted to do that.
Okay. You're not trying to knock him unconscious?
I'm trying to non-lethal damage.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna go
Subdual damage.
bonk.
I'm really glad you remembered that.
That's not gonna do it.
You were trying too carefully.
Bonk.
Hit him in the head. Go to sleep. Go to sleep.
Shh, go to sleep, go to sleep, go to sleep.
Wham! He goes down.
All right, sleep tight, my child. And then I'm gonna go over here and just like flex at this guy and shock him.
Pose.
He's on the ground, so he's bad at dex saves.
He's also slowed.
Prone doesn't do anything to dex saves, I
He
thought.
rolls a natural 1. He is awed by your flexing.
He's
3 points of
super
lightning
proud.
damage.
All right, cool.
For some reason, I thought prone did give you disadvantage on dex saves.
I don't think so.
Maybe it's
I
another
think it
stat.
probably should, but it doesn't.
The hobgoblin. Anything else?
No, sorry, that's my turn.
Okay. The hobgoblin right next to you, Core, turns around, is going to reach out and try to touch you on the nose
Alrighty.
Bad touch.
as he casts Shocking Grasp and you for 11 points of lightning damage.
No AC for that. It's just a straight up attack.
He rolled a 23.
Ah, okay.
He's going to casually walk away from you.
Which is great because it provokes an attack from me.
No, it doesn't.
Shocking grasp.
Oh, okay.
You can't take reactions.
Damn it.
And that is his turn. Roman.
They're a little close. I trust Tempest to get him, so I will focus on other things. I will roll and go the 20 feet off the bird. Any rolls to see if I don't twist an ankle?
No, you're good.
Okay. Does that use any of my movement?
Rolling off? No. Force movement.
All right.
5 feet to roll off the bird, but that's it.
25. Oh, there we go. Why am I not? I'm stuck between places. Oh, the tree. That's why it's the tree. So I'll just go to there then. 30.
I turned off dynamic lighting. You guys should not be getting
It's-
stuck on anything.
Yeah, it's
You have
not
to
the-
reload your.
I did. It's like I can see everything just fine. It's just like I physically can't move through things.
Oh, yeah, actually, you're right. I can't either.
That's
Weird.
you.
I just started moving my character token around. It does function that way.
I'm gonna go ahead and launch. I'll use my bonus action to hex this guy,
Okay.
and I'll give him disadvantage on strength checks, and then I will boop him with Eldritch Blast.
He is prone.
All right, he's at least slowed, so maybe I got a shot. 10 and 8.
Oh. They
So
just, go,
no.
Whip, whip.
they just go flying by 23.
So just
Oh,
shake
whip.
the. I will shake the wand of wonder at him menacingly.
Yeah.
It's
Who
probably
knows
true.
what it will do? I don't even know.
Reynard is going to move to here. That was 15 feet. He is going to pull out his own wand, and he is going to use the Wand of Magic Missiles to cast Magic Missile at, I'm going to say 4th level, using 4 charges. And I'm going to dump them all into this guy.
He boops.
So we started really blasted.
24 points of damage.
He's very dead. His body gets missile macrossed into nothingness.
I like to pretend that the wand of wonder did that.
I just really want to make sure he did not get that fireball off.
That performance.
And
You
then
can
at which
pretend.
point I will go to here and here, and I will basically move and hide behind 23, putting 23 between me and the Etten. That's my turn.
Reynard.
Bravery.
All right. This Etten is
Practicality.
Fair.
Etten is going to stand up and is no longer stunned. He's finally going to get a turn. As he's going to... And he's going to run over to you, Core.
Oh no.
It's not right.
Ruh-roh.
As he's going to swing a literal tree trunk at you.
Am I still like I'm not familiar with the spell that was cast on me? Am I still stunned?
You don't have reactions.
Okay.
As he will swing, and you lean back almost casually as the tree trunk just sails past you. Your poncho or your shawl kind of whooshes from the wind.
Flies through the air.
There's a dramatic moment where Cora looks awesome.
Matrix. Not liking that. She just gave me music. I'm going to shoot at that one, the Etten. And that is a 26. I will add that, and I guess I'll go ahead and use the D6 inspiration. So 13.
Okay.
Finally,
So-
people want to use my inspiration.
Of course I do. Combat's nearly over. Might as well use it now. I'm assuming still alive. So
Yeah.
let's just go ahead and keep blasting.
Or
28 for 7.
Okay.
Oh my god, he's still alive?
Yep.
Fucking Ettins, War Priest. I shoot again.
How many times can you...
War Priest lets me shoot here, I'll link it, but 12 just does nothing for me. So I can use my bonus action and get an extra attack in.
Do me a favor and roll another d20.
Oh no, I'm sorry, Core.
Natural 20.
8.
Will not hit Core.
That's a 19 on the die, by the way.
Oh.
That's a
That's
19
true.
total.
Make another attack roll.
Oh, sorry, you said D20, so.
I'm sorry. Yeah.
19.
No, that hits Core. Roll damage.
Damn it.
Your extreme precision has bit you in the butt.
I was doing so well for so long.
As Core, you just feel a... There's now an arrow in your chest.
Sorry!
See, I like to imagine how this worked. Was Core's like flourishing, dodging the Etten, and all of a sudden, pang! Oh!
Oh my god, you're so dexterous! I didn't expect you to be over there! I'm sorry!
Ow!
I'll fix that later.
We gotta take a moment to acknowledge. It is pretty impressive. You managed to shoot around the Etten to hit Core, though.
That's actually like, how did I do that? I will run over here and just kind of be like, oh, where are you going?
Okay. Kevin.
I guess I'll just shoot at that and also.
Okay. Bang.
Musket.
Got him.
Get him.
He is shot in the back, and you're to blame.
And then can I see this guy?
Not really. Not at the tree.
How about now?
Yes, now you can.
I don't like my positioning suddenly.
14 does not hit.
Bummer. And that's it.
Brilliant.
Just in case, I'll fly the owl down, hop off, and then do I have my movement?
Yep.
Cool. So. Do I see him?
You do.
Cool. I don't want to risk hitting anyone else, so I will cast Sacred Flame instead.
Okay.
So I just make a dexterity saving throw.
Yes, he does. And it's an Etten, not him. But he will fail.
Okay, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's actually 12 points of radiant damage.
As his whole body ignites into a brilliant spark of bright white yellow flame, and he lets out a screech as he collapses into dust. Dead.
Whew.
I'm gonna walk over to Core and Healing Word her and be like, sorry about that.
Did we get them all? Everyone okay?
I'm okay.
Did manage to leave that one alive, right? 23.
Yes. Leave this to me, please.
Yes, that was very good, very good.
And I will pick this one up and I'll slap him in the face a couple times.
Don't kill him, please.
As you him a few times, he.
It feels like getting hit by a pipe.
It hurts like hell.
He actually wakes up, his jaw's like lopsided.
Great,
Knock-
now he can't answer.
He out.
He's looking at you with just pure hatred.
Good morning. Say, I'm looking for a fight. Perhaps with either a dragon or someone who's particularly strong. The rest of you seem pretty weak. Where would I find one of those?
He just leans forward and almost whispers something in your ear.
What is he whispering? Is he gonna bite me?
Huh?
Is he
Is he
gonna
gonna bite me?
I would love for him to try and bite you. I want to see how that goes.
He loses his other teeth.
How many teeth can we get from this guy?
Easty Warforged.
It's like his mother used to
I sent you the message.
I see that. Thank you. And I snap his neck.
Oh,
This one was
okay.
like, yeah, if you need me to translate, never mind.
I was kind of going to suggest Roman do that. He does speak Goblin.
Guess he got something out of him.
Did he speak Common to you, 23?
We're going to the desert.
I'm
There
sorry.
are
what?
Varanthians there.
Oh.
Where the Ghost Lord
I'm
is?
sorry, which does it?
The desert. Where there's only like one desert near us, right?
Yeah.
Oh.
Which desert's that?
We're only like a day away. We've only gone a day.
Okay, now we're backtracking. It's awkward.
Do we know? Oh no, he didn't say what he had with him. Oh, that would have been good to know.
Yes. So what do we have here in this caravan? Anything good?
Anyone alive in there?
Make a perception check.
Was that
Rolene,
from...
if you could check the bodies to see if they're still alive, I'm going to look around here for anything else, and I'll do the detect magic thing, and he can do the healing people thing. Hopefully.
Yeah, Cerulean will rush over to the bodies actually. Okay.
I'm just saying I'm casting guidance on myself while I decide to look.
Can I tell how long the body's been dead for?
Can I talk?
Sorry.
There are 4 dead guards here, all of which carrying the blue and white surcoats with the golden lion over the chest, the symbol of the Empire. They're dressed in chain shirts and carry long swords and longbows, although they have looked like they've started to have been stripped.
The Empire was a dragon.
This is Crimson Witch, I'm sorry. There is a leather satchel laying near a dead guard, closest to the chests that are currently still kind of turned over on the caravan.
Have we here?
And as you pop it open, the letter is addressed to Captain Ervath Helmbreaker of the Shining Axe Company Hammerfist holds. It is a mercenary contract signed by Lord Jarmath of Brindle, which hires the Shining Axes for the defense of the city. It refers to the 6,000 gold payment for the company's services. According to the letter, the Shining Axes, a skilled company of axe-wielding dwarves, almost 400 strong, are to set out for Crimson Witch upon receipt of Lord Jarmath's payments.
I think we found the dwarven deal.
But there's nothing else in the card, is there?
Now there's chests there.
Okay.
Oh. Renard, do you sense anything magic-y about them?
As you casually look over them with detect magic? No.
How
Nothing
long have the
magical
body-
that I can find.
How long have the bodies looked like they've been dead for?
Maybe 3 days.
Damn. Yeah, Cerulean will shake his head. Nothing I can do now. I can, I can do something. but I could bring one of them back, but just one.
When you say bring back, it's not going to make 23 really mad about undead, is it?
No, like life would be restored to the body. He would be normal, but it'll kind of tap the staff. That'll be tapped out. And it's as much as I would like to.
As much as these men do not deserve to die, I'm afraid that would be.
I know.
We're saving one and letting 3 die. That's
I know.
Picking favorites.
Are these chests unlocked?
They are not. They are locked. They're
I'll
locked.
start picking at them with my thieves' tools.
I'll come up and also start picking away.
Okay. With some combined effort, you are able to spend your time, get them unlocked. Each chest contains 1,000 gold and assorted gemstones worth another 1,000 gold. To a total of 6,000 golds worth of.
Yay! We did the thing!
Yeah,
did it.
did the thing.
Wow.
It wasn't taken by a dragon after all.
Thank God.
Cor was totally right.
I'm glad we didn't fly into the mountains trying to find a big red dragon for nothing, guys.
Same.
Thank goodness smarter voices prevailed, and that was everyone, because nobody wanted to go fight a big fucking dragon.
Exactly.
I mean, to be
Until
fair,
you
we probably
realize-
would have got 6,000 gold from killing a big red dragon too.
I think we would have died, actually, is what would have happened.
But if we didn't, I bet it has at least 6,000 gold.
Probably.
23
Renard
is gonna
will- Sorry, go ahead.
I'm gonna call Annika back and pat her head and call her a good bird.
Renard will look over the spellcasters to see if they carry their books with them, just to see if they have anything he can add to his.
Have 2 pairs of books each, and they look like they have the same set of spell books you have seen before. These ones have a new spell for you.
We'll see about that.
Ice Storm.
You see Reynard go mild.
Wow. Mediocre.
Roman is just checking
I recall
bodies.
from your book, they have Ice Storm, Gust of Wind, and Fog Cloud. And Thunder Wave. I don't know if you have those.
If you could send that to me as a list, I'd appreciate it.
Right now it's sad it's not more fire.
Any
No, it's
rituals?
not it's just
What's
because I
that?
collect
Sean?
these books.
Roman's going body to body just to see if there's anyone else alive speaking to the goblin. He's like, hey, you still awake? And he gives him about 5 seconds and then just gives him a stab with a dagger. Just to make sure they're actually dead if they're pretending.
Double tap.
Yeah.
What were you saying, Cerulean?
I was asking if Renard found any rituals in those books.
He will say, no rituals that I can find in here, unfortunately.
Appreciate it. And he'll go to doing a little blessing on each of them. What?
Sorry, I was battling myself with the spells that I actually don't have.
Oh.
Myself, I apologize.
Not bad, not bad.
So really just going over to the bodies and giving them a little blessing, helping them along their way.
Okay.
I threw, as a party thing, I threw 6,000 gold in the party loot.
Woo.
Oh, you took it already, huh?
Well, we're carrying it at the moment, I assume.
It's trapped.
Well, you can return it, or we can keep it.
I mean,
Fresh victory.
are we
But
really
a
returning it?
new villain has arrived. As 23 now knows where to search for a big threat, if you guys so desire. But that will have to be something that waits until next session. I hope all of you had a wonderful time. I know that I certainly did. Zoe, did you enjoy yourself?
Oh yes. It was
Oh,
so
yeah.
nice playing Core again, and I'm so happy you decided to put Core into your campaign. Makes me giddy.
Me too.
Of course, fun.
Core is lots of fun. I am glad that I get to see him, her, they express to their fullest in a game that looks like these guys are gonna be going for a while. So,
And let's hope that they don't fall the same fate as the previous Bardic Warforged that you played did.
To be fair, the first incarnation of Core got to level 9, so
Well,
Hoping
you're
for that
more than
luck.
halfway there now.
I hope all of you enjoyed yourselves. For those of you on YouTube, make sure you give us a like and subscribe if you liked what you see. You'd find us on Twitch pretty regularly every Wednesday evening at 7 p.m. Eastern, along with our other fantastic shows. They're kind of a cult classic.
Good pun, Beth.
Ow!
I'm proud of you.
And I'm going to
Keep
leave
them
it.
coming.
Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba.
That
I
I
didn't
don't.
have a migraine before.
I take 5 points of psychic damage.
Night, everybody.
No.
Good night.